Hello Internet, welcome to another session of Return to the Dales.
Hi everyone, great to have you along, and here we are on Gundarak Hill, the largest rise of land in the area known as Gloriana, former territory of Cormier that was settled a few years ago that didn't last very long and has now been taken over by Talos worshipping northerners, led by King Hrothgar until very recently, when Hrothgar was pitifully slain by a rabbit. We came here to challenge Hrothgar for his authority, and challenge him we did. He didn't take our threat very seriously, more fooled him, for he is now dead. Did we end with right at the death? Had nothing else happened after that?
Yeah, we ended directly after the combat.
That's what I
Yeah, 'cause
thought.
I think we went over time a little bit with the
Yeah.
combat in.
Very good. So, what do we do? The king is still kicking, or convulsing at least, and there is a shocked silence that falls over the crowd momentarily. But this silence will probably only last a handful of seconds. What do we do?
I want to. Well, Finnick's going to just bash his rapier against the shield a little bit, and then he's just going to walk into the tent and assume the position where Hrothgar was sitting.
Ballsy, I give him that.
Alright. Okay, so while the king keeps convulsing, in the wake of his defeat, Finnick walks into the tent. It's a luxurious tent. There's a lot of plunder here, a lot of luxuries, spices and incense, drugs, prostitutes or whores or camp followers, call them what you will. It's a lovely little tent, very comfortable, but it smells pretty bad.
I guess when Finnick sits down, he's going to shout, "Gorman, come, Gorman."
What about the rest of us?
God, I don't know. I think I stand by Soldarin as we look around, just as stunned as everyone else that Finnick actually pulled it off. And that he has the audacity to walk into the tent and just expect things to be alright. I'm basically trying to get a feel for the barbarians around me to try and get an idea of how most of them are feeling about this.
Make an insight check. Sure.
Fake it till you make it. Am I right? That's what I'm just trying to do.
Indeed. Eleanor, you sense confusion. People don't know what they're going to do. It's just too soon, and there's a disparity between the various organisations. And Flightless, it's that last bit that we'll expand upon. The Sembians are probably not going to know why they're here anymore. They're the confusion. They've travelled hundreds of miles to be here, and they're unlikely to know exactly why anymore. The general population, like the low-level barbarians, they'll do whatever everyone else does, whatever the veterans do. The veterans are probably unlikely to take this lying down. So the barbarian elite are going to rebel. The green barbarians are likely to follow them. The Sembians are probably just going to prepare for a riot and secure themselves. And the lowest of the low, the people down on the ground, they may either take this chance to flee in the chaos. They might just run and hide. They might turn to their masters for protection. But they're going to be a chaotic and unpredictable bunch at least. But one thing that you can be pretty confident of is that the barbarian elite are not going to take this. All right. Do you have any response?
Yeah, I think I'll hit inside the tent along with Flightless as well, and imagine Sildarin would follow behind.
Yep. And Gorman does not.
I'm just going to keep calling Gorman.
All right. So let's discuss the last few strokes of the battle. Can you tell us how that played out? The last hit or whatever.
From what I remember, it would have been. Did he have an axe? I can't even remember what weapon he was using.
Yeah, I can't remember either. Probably an axe.
I would imagine while being invisible, like because he had cast Thunderous Smite, would have ducked under that and then just stabbed him twice in the chest, finishing him.
Very good. All right. So the curtain closes behind, and you're all alone in the tent. So you don't go inside? Sure.
That's a good point. Horses being large and all, so I'll wait outside the entrance, I guess.
You wait outside,
Wow.
so you're not going in? All
Yeah,
right.
I'll wait outside.
You
And
will see that Gorman goes over to the king and produces a vial.
quickly glance at Flightless. Like if he revives the king, then all of this will be for naught. And then I guess I'll glance at Sildarin. I'm like, do you have the scrolls of plane shift?
As an NPC, he is ready to go.
Guess after a while waiting for Gorman, I guess I'll wander out of the tent.
All right. So by that time, the potion will be administered.
Oh dear.
All right. So the king starts, who was already convulsing from the blood, starts coughing. There's no secondary effect from the poison, is there? That's a third
No,
edition
it's
thing.
just one damage.
Yeah.
I mean, just damage.
Yeah. Third ed rules were better. So the guy is subdued, but still kicking, and the potion drips down the side of his face into his beard. His eyes are thrown open. Terribly weakened as he is, he helps himself to his feet with the assistance of Gorman, and stands defensively.
What's that? Finnick could be like, "What's this? I thought this was meant to be a fight to the death."
You didn't kill me, did you?
I still won the fight.
Am I dead?
No, seems unhonorable to stab a man to death on the floor.
The tension increases. He's not coming for you.
So
Ragnarok, priest, where are you? Ragnarok has headed west, my king. He's going for the heart. He may be.
So has this duel ended, or do we need to keep fighting? You can to admit that I've won.
You've won nothing here. As long as I live, I reign.
Take it the duel's still going.
we'll have to put an end to that then, won't we? I think,
And that's when the fighters they break ranks and charge
yeah,
us.
I was gonna say initiative time.
All right. It's going to be pretty
So
hard to simulate how many people there are, so we're going to be forced to use our battlefield rules. It's like there are literally hundreds of soldiers coming for you. All right. Battlefield rules.
So
Now
that's gonna
this,
be clutch here. Shame that he's not here because this is a pretty important moment.
pretty much.
See the rule.
All right. So this works with blocks of units. We don't really have a block of unit right now, but we do have our hordes. And a horde is any force with 100 combatants. There's several hordes in here. There's almost 1,000 soldiers. The thing with a horde is it's unlikely to hit you. They have the same attack values as anyone else. And with our incredible armor classes, they still only get one attack. The rules are pretty simple. But they're unlikely to hit you if they do. However, if they do strike you, you're going to be seriously hurt. Instead of it doing a d12 or whatever damage, it'll do 10 d12 damage. So a single hit is going to be catastrophic. Um, Simulating this is likewise difficult. We're at the top of a hill. There are tents everywhere, junk, camps, paraphernalia, and people in all directions, literally at the top of the hill. But in the chaos, they no longer see the humor in this joke, and they just run, they just charge at us, while the king is supported by his assistant, and they both attempt to survive. So yeah, we won't have a battle map for this.
But I thought in the last fight the king went down to the first hit, right, and then I hit him twice more on the floor.
Did you?
Well, I thought you said he went down to the first, but I still did the
that's
other
why
two
I was
attempts.
asking. Like that's why I
Well-
wanted the recap to see what happened.
Well,
Yeah, and
from
your
what I
description
recall-
was basically that you know that you stabbed him in the chest or something.
Ah, yeah,
That
but I
might-
thought he was like dead. I don't remember him going down.
Yeah, that might have been the case, but from what I recall, I think Hrothgar was low, and then on your turn you rolled 2 crits against him, and it was kind of like hand waved, like yeah, he's dead. Like I
Yeah.
don't think damage was even rolled at that point.
Sure. Oh, I wish I knew.
Unless we're wanting to calculate all the damage Finnick did to him over the course of the fight, I'm not sure. Like I'm willing to just roll with this. Like, I don't mind. It's up to y'all.
Yeah, I wanted to do it fair, which is exactly why I tried to ask for the clarification. I didn't want to say he's about to get a healing potion. I just wanted you to tell me, how it unfolded. All right, look, fuck it, he's dead, and we'll just move on. It's not going to change the barbarians; they're still going to attack, so we're still facing a horde of 1,000. Something like that, yeah.
Alright, well that makes this a little bit easier, seeing as we don't have to kill Hrothgar before we get out.
All right, so chuck a token down. If you don't have one already, I think we're on the same map. And we'll roll for initiative.
I'm on the world map.
Yeah, that's cool. Like as I said, we can't use a battle map for this. I'm not going to put down 1,000 tokens.
Okay, fair enough.
Exactly. You are surrounded on all sides. Exactly. And they can't miss you.
Nice. Fat 6. I guess we should probably roll one for Sildarin as well.
Yeah. Just go ahead and roll a d20.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nice. Natural 20 from Sildarin.
Cool. Sure.
Can always hold his action to cast the spell.
You
till you've
can.
guided him.
Yeah, absolutely. In any case, I think that you guys are going to go before anyone else. Yeah, Seldarin.
Alright, he's not here, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, as much as I want to just try and butcher as many barbarians as possible, this is pretty suicidal. So, I guess I'd ask Sildarin how many scrolls of plane shift he's got as the barbarians approach.
So the year's 3. I don't know that. That's just what someone said before.
Oh, I still have access to his character sheet. I'll just
Right.
check.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Because worst case scenario for me is not getting stranded here fighting the barbarians. Worst case scenario is plane shifting to, I don't know, the Feywild or something, and then not being able to plane shift back because we run out of scrolls. At least if we're going to TPK, it's better for a blaze of glory. Where is scrolls? Well, 4 actually we have. That's better odds. All right then. So I'd say prepare those scrolls, Sildarin, and I guess he reaches into his equipment, pulls out a scroll case, unravels the scroll, looks at Flightless expectantly, and holds his action to cast Plane Shift.
All right. Let's make the roll.
All right. So I think that's a Wisdom check with a D4.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's a spellcasting check. It's not an Arcana check.
All right. So D20 plus 5 plus 1D4. So 1D20 plus 5 plus 1D4. I think that'll roll correctly. That's a 14, which is not going to be enough. So the scroll, I guess, puffs into non-existence and nothing happens.
Would you like to use your inspiration?
Ah, good point. Yeah, that's probably probably a good thing to do. Yours.
You can't sacrifice yours. The player has to do it, which in this case will be Selwyn.
Yeah, I'll have to do it on his behalf, but I'm sure he would do the same thing.
You'll be doing it on your own behalf. Each player gets inspiration, not each character.
Ah, well, yeah, sure. Nah, it's still a failure.
All right, DC is 17. No worries. All right. Okie dokie. All right. Yeah. These rules don't work very well in this sort of situation. But everybody gets charged. Is there a wall around Finnick, or is Finnick as vulnerable as the rest of us?
What we could do is we could treat it as like how many characters can fit against you at once. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It could be that every player character takes 8 attacks around as we all get
But that
surrounded.
doesn't like take in the fact that they're hurling spears and stuff.
Ah, true.
Yeah, 100 people a horde is 100 people, but they don't do times 100 damage. They do times 10 damage, and that represents the fact that not all of them can get in.
Fair enough.
Yep. Yep. All right. Cool. Then they'll go for the horses. Yeah. Starting with I don't know. I guess starting with Eleanor's horse, since she's on the outskirts.
All right. I've got pretty high likelihood to kill it outright.
I have advantage on their rolls. A
Yeah,
22
the
is going to
22
hit,
is going to hit it, and
and the
that's just
horse
going
is
to
dead.
evaporate the horse. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you fall from your horse. You're knocked prone on the ground, and they start laying into you as well. Finnick.
I will action cast Enhance Ability, the Wisdom one, on
Yeah,
what's
can I?
on Slytherin. And then I will use my bonus action to use my last Nature's Veil to go invisible.
Okay, very cool.
I think as a reaction, if I have the land vehicles proficiency, I can try and make a check to land on my feet.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's inconsequential anyway. So go ahead.
Fair enough. That's probably going to be something like acrobatics,
Yeah, yeah.
so I'll go for that. No, so I'm prone anyway, but it's worth a shot.
Sure. I think it's probably your go, and they're the berserkers. Right, you go
Berserkers
before
go.
them. Yeah, I always put the monsters last. So it's your go, Lady Eleanor.
All right. I'll get up and let's see. I'll get up. Well, there's essentially infinite berserkers. So I'm not sure how if attacking is going to help too much. Yeah, true. Just considering whether it's worth using my invulnerability for once. True. Alright, sure. I'll use invulnerability on myself to make myself invulnerable to all non-magical damage
Hmm.
as my action. And then as my bonus action, I will cast Sanctuary on Sildarin to make sure he gets this spell off. So there's
Excellent.
my action, bonus action.
Very good. The gelding. He'll probably take the dodge action, and try to drag the king's body away. Yeah, that's what he'll do. So flightless, or rather, Sildarin.
Alright, pulls out another scroll.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, I forgot about the
yeah, they can take
berserkers.
their turn.
Yeah, yeah, good call. We'll make it random. They're going for flightless. They're going for everyone, but this represents their attacks,
Oh.
and he's dead.
But Flightless is dead. Jesus.
This is going to be times 10 damage.
Let's see. I want to see the number.
190 points of damage, killed outright instantly.
Fuck.
Just absolutely overrun.
Oh man, that's oh.
They rip you from limb to limb.
Let's check. Yeah, let me check the wording of the plane shift spell. See whether it can transport corpses and all, or or if it has to be a creature. True. Alrighty then. So rip flightless.
To get the body would require attacks of opportunity at this point.
Well,
Like you'd have to, like he's in the middle of a mosh pit, being
I'm
trampled
definitely
underfoot.
gonna risk it.
All right. So you force your way in there. Make an athletics check to force your way in through the crowd.
Alrighty, as we wait to my turn to get
Oh yeah,
my
sure.
wing. I was gonna wait, get my wings, and then fly up and then down to avoid the crowd.
Oh yeah, but that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. You'll still have the attacks of opportunity as you leave it, but you wanted to force your way in. That's cool. All right. So the thugs are going to go for Sildarin. If they break his concentration, he loses a spell. Oh, yep, cool. They pass.
Yeah, that'll do it. Check Sildarin's AC. Yeah.
Neither of those are going to hit. He's getting beaten down, but he's holding them off with his shield and his armor. Feathers are flying everywhere. Finnick, your kingdom is in disarray.
I'm going to take the dodge action and just
Yeah.
wait to hopefully be teleported out.
Do you reappear at the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Lady Eleanor.
All right. Use my action to bring out my luminescent wings, and then fly up and over to Flightless and take damage as a result. Well, I guess attacks rather.
They're reckless, so it's a 16.
That's fine. And then I'll grasp Flightless's body and fly him up and out of the crowd.
Yeah.
And if picking him up, I'm not sure whether I'll be able to get to him and back to Sildarin in time. I'm not 100% sure about that.
We'll say
That's-
yes. You know, like no, that's you're in a tight area already.
All right. As soon as I'm back within range, Sildarin will release the spell, and we'll make another roll without guidance this time. Does he?
Yeah, I'm concentrating on enhance ability on him.
Ah, perfect. So 5. I'll just roll this twice. 24. So
And that does it.
we're out of there.
Where are you shifting to?
I think the Feywild is probably a decent place to go, seeing as Finnick, you're from there, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I think it's a good place to go. It's not as
All right.
immediately hostile as something like the Abyss or Avernus.
All right. You find
So I guess-
yourself in an endless swamp. It's marshy. There are large pipes that extend up through the ground, like Super Mario Brothers. And those pipes are currently overflowing. And as they flood, the water level in the swamp raises visibly, about the speed that a bathtub raises. There are glowing balls of energy in the air. It's a permanent twilight, though there are no actual stars, no moon, just a colourful purplish sky. And the trees are swaying from side to side as if dancing, running counter to the wind.
I'm just holding the broken, lifeless body of Flightless in my arms. I already know that he's dead, but I'm hoping beyond hope that there's still time to pluck his soul from the afterlife and return it. So, are we still in initiative?
I guess so, but Sildarin can take care of this.
I think he
think.
can.
I think I would hope that he has Revivify or something.
Let's see. Yeah, he has Revivify prepared. Yeah, he's got Revivify prepared.
Right.
And I'm sure we have an abundance of diamonds. Yeah, we have 17 1,000 gold piece value diamonds. So an entire one of those will get consumed, I think.
All right. Well, now that we have time to reflect, it's a job well done. We have successfully killed the barbarian king, killed Hrothgar, and set his kingdom into disarray. A task well done.
Yes. I'll kneel beside the battered body of Flightless as Sildarin makes his incantation, and then watch as Flightless's eyes open. Flightless. It's okay, Flightless. I'll hug Flightless to me. It's okay, Flightless. We made it. We made it. It's okay now. That's a good question. Somewhere in the Feywild, I believe. This place is bizarre, but at least it's not trying to kill us. Yet.
A group of nearby mushrooms breaks into song. Do you recognize this place by chance, Finnick?
Would I recognize a swampy place?
Oh, it's the Feywild's a pretty big place. It's like being teleported to Earth and saying, "Do I recognize this place?" So potentially, you can make a history check or something, though it would be pretty unlikely, unless
Especially with randomize.
unless
Okay.
Sildarin sent us to a particular location and said no, you could be anywhere. You're in a swamp, and swamps are not the most common terrain in the Feywild, but obviously they exist. And when they do, they tend to be whimsical and curious.
Right. So, with not knowing the location of the Feywild, it makes sense that Sildarin would have sent us to just anywhere but here, to
Hmm.
just pick a place at random. Does plane shift specify that it teleports you to a specific location on the destination plane?
Not sure, but I would have thought so. Is it random? Is it right? Okay, I don't even know.
Let me just double check. Plane shift. Uh, so it's just the City
Yeah,
of Brass and Plane of Fire.
right. That's how it works. Yeah, cool.
I don't
Good
think.
rule. Hmm.
All right. Well, perhaps we'd best not linger in this place while Sildarin is still under the effect of your spell, Finnick. I think it best to leverage that and try and return to our plane while we still can. Oh, did you learn the teleportation circle spell? Fair enough. Well, I don't think we want to spend like out of character. I don't think we want to spend any time in the Feywild, do we?
I'm thinking out of character whether this is where Finnick stays now.
Oh, you want to just be like, nah, I'm just gonna like stay here.
Job's done. I've peaked.
Well, if that's
Uh,
Finnick's decision, then go ahead.
I'm just trying to think of this as a natural leaving point for Finnick, back to the Fae.
I wouldn't disagree. Hey. Yeah.
I mean, I slayed dragons, I killed a barbarian king, sort of like lived the adventure of like a bunny.
Yeah. You've got the You've got your yeah. You've done everything that can be done, right? You're an accomplished person, a self-made king.
But you have a town with a rabbit that needs to be dealt with.
There is that.
Yeah, but Finnick's not really politics. So he's like, and plus, when I said that he wasn't planning on stealing that town from that rabbit, I wasn't like lying. I wasn't planning on stealing that town from the rabbit.
If you give me the documentation, Eleanor will definitely deal with it on your behalf.
Yeah. Plenty of kings have ruled in absence.
Yeah, I guess Finnick will walk over to the party, take out the documentation. You've been obsessed with this for ages, Eleanor, so you may have it. You can reclaim your lands.
Finnick, this... What are you trying to say?
And then Finnick will summon a blue water dragon, hop onto it, and say farewell, and then it will swim off, with Finnick riding it.
Farewell, Finnick, as he disappears. I'll never understand that rabbit.
Plus, I think it's time to play a serious character instead of one that doesn't care about anything.
Yeah. Well, look, on that, this is a chance for us to refresh. New characters coming in left and right. New stages, new emphasis on what we're doing. Because there were problems. There have been problems. And you guys as players have gotten through them really well. The problems have primarily been with your characters rather, than the players. We might want to make a group that is more cohesive, more conducive to cooperation, more on the same page. Then again, we might not as well. There are plenty of stories, plenty of cartoons and animes and movies where the protagonists don't necessarily see eye to eye, but they stick together for some reason anyway. Yeah. So this has been a pretty chaotic arc that we've been on. A pretty drawn out arc. What could have been simply 3 months of downtime has turned into 3 months of traipsing around the south, trying to solve the problems, which has been great. It's been very effective as well. We've made huge headway into the issues in Cormier, but it's been hard to follow. It's been hard to work out what we're doing and why. Yeah, we've spent a lot of sessions or a lot of time in the sessions discussing what we were going to do. And the dynamism of the campaign meant that we didn't always get it done, or always finding other things to follow our interests. The campaign at this height is decidedly unpredictable. Campaigns usually don't get to this height, and when they do, they usually stop around about now. I don't think we've had one above level 14. Yeah. So I guess this is a chance for us to renew our vows, to refresh our objectives, to reanalyze our characters. Like I said, I know we've spent a lot of time doing this already, but I don't think it'd hurt to do it one last time to work out what we're going to do.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
We have an army at our disposal, though it's nominally under the command of an NPC now, at least for the time being. And if you guys just want to talk about some of the things that you want to do, and I'll interject to not to guide you, but to maybe fill in some of the details. And what I mean by that is, let's say, okay, so we've got an army. It's an unstoppable army. Let's go and take the mines of Tethyamar. Great. The army can do that. If you guys as players don't want to be involved in that, I'm pretty fucking confident that 100, well, how many soldiers? We got like 3,000 soldiers or something. I'm pretty sure 3,000 soldiers can take care of a beholder.
Yeah, I think like NPC Moog and the army could like deal with Tethyamar off screen if we wanted them
Completely
to.
off screen, if that's what we want. And if we don't want that, if we want to be the special forces spearheading the assault, then that'll help the army. They'll suffer no losses. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say. Is that we've got a lot of allies now, a lot of powerful allies, and we don't have to do everything ourselves if we don't want to. You absolutely can if you do want to. It's just a matter of what role we want to play in these weekly games.
Hmm.
Adventurers, commanders, diplomats. What do we want to do?
Well, I guess we've got 2 new characters to think about and introduce.
Hmm.
Do you have one like prepared, ready to go, Finnick, or are you planning to just sort of Jake rather?
To be honest, I wasn't really expecting to retire Finnick so early, but we were in the Fae, and it just, after killing the
Right.
Barbarian King, just seemed like just a natural leaving point for Finnick.
I really I think it's a great point to do it. I don't think there's a better point. Like if you're writing a novel or something, then this is where you do it. And we're not writing a novel though, so you do exactly what you think is good. But I can't fault your logic.
So I don't really have a character prepared, but I'm definitely thinking of one that's definitely more in line with what the party wants. So
Yeah, cool.
I'll just wait until you finish discussing your goals, and then I'll probably bring in a character focused around those.
Very cool, man. That's
Right.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, what about you, Red? Like you've got a little bit more time. You've had rather a little bit more time to think about yours.
I like playing fighter dwarves, or so I don't care. I'll reroll a dwarf, either barbarian or
Alrighty, what
war
kind of
cleric or battle rager. I don't care. So I mean, if we want to go back to 0, I don't care. If you want to continue with your characters, I don't care. It's all good.
Cool.
Alrighty.
But you want to play a frontline dwarf, and the rest doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I was toying with a barbarian druid, but I don't know. It'll probably be a dwarf. I like dwarves.
Fair enough.
And I like battle masters, and I don't know. Might play with it.
What about a dwarf from one of the ranks of what's the unit of special forces of the dwarves called that we have? Maybe one of those. Yeah, maybe one of those who decides that they want to.
Yeah, I mean, I was playing a battle rager. That just came down to play. Random chaotic battle rager that came down to join the fight, but whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be like whatever, man. I'm like, however you want to roll.
That's fair enough, but it's your character at the end of the day. It's
Yeah, I
ultimately
mean, I
your
like
decision.
Moog. He's a good guy. I don't know if I play the same way, stately, and but yeah, it's all good.
Fair enough.
Whatever you decide, I will either have a 14 level, I have him rolled up, maybe 11 level, or I'll create whatever level we start at. So
Yeah, cool. All right, so it becomes a true open slather here, open discussion.
Yeah, I guess we gotta.
all holds apart, I don't know. Just discuss whatever it is that you want.
Well, let's see if we can get out of the Feywild first, because
All
I
right.
think that's gonna have pretty significant implications if we can't.
I guess so. All right, so let's roll some dice.
So Sildarin's got 4 d20s because he has advantage.
He should be fine.
Finnick will keep focusing on that.
Yeah, this should be very unlikely that you'll fail both of these, but for the sake of making sure.
That's all right.
So first roll, that's fail, and then with advantage, that's the second to last scroll gone, so he's got 1 left, and then he uses that one for a fail and
Fucking
success.
hell!
That was almost awful.
He'll come live in the Feywild with Finnick.
That's right. Under the sea.
All right, so where do we want to go? Like, do we want to go to Half Hap or Rabbiton or we'd want to zip to. Yeah. Yeah, I think Half Hat's probably a good place, seeing as poor Flightless it just died, literally just died. So yeah, we'll go to Half Hat then. I think per the spell will just appear somewhere in the general vicinity of Half Hat.
Excellent.
And then what do we want to do next?
Yeah, that's right. Moga welcomes you back, no doubt. And when he finds out that the king is dead, I'd say he'd probably be pleasantly surprised. But when he finds out that the barbarians didn't accept our rule, he will be, I told you so.
Yeah, I can see it. All right. So, what to do next? Thinking of pressing issues we can immediately go into, or whether we want to go into some downtime. If we were going to do something immediately, the only things I can think of would be to smash up Rabbiton and get rid of the barbarians while they're in disarray. Or we could venture into the Underdark to kill the Great Worm. But if we don't want to do either of those things just yet, then we can just sit around for a bit and get some well-earned rest while our army assembles. What do we think?
Well, I mean, I think it's a vote of whether we continue the storyline or
Yeah, although now that I think about it,
or continue the characters in the storyline, or no, that
yeah, well, now that I think about it,
Fennec's gone, and I mean, there's a whole like all this high level nation building stuff where we can.
hmm,
I mean,
hmm. Yeah, because depending on what we choose to do next is going to have very heavily influence the next arc of the campaign. Whether it's going to become an Underdark campaign for a while, or whether it's going to become a warfare campaign for a while as we do Tethyamar. So I think Flightless probably want to save his friends, although we don't know where they are.
I'm not sure that we know, but it's in a bad way.
Hmm.
Right.
About how long would you say it would take for the army to finish assembling?
Start of summer, which is another month or so.
If it's just a month, then it's not too bad. If it was 3 months, I wouldn't have liked the idea of like sitting around that long. But just 1 month is a bit more palatable.
well, didn't we say it was the start of winter right when you guys left to go off to the kill the
It might have been.
Yeah, I thought it was like the start of winter when we sort of turned up in Cormier and went to.
Yeah, that was like whatever, like yeah, whatever. I don't care.
The whole thing was the start of winter. Honestly, we fit like fucking 4 campaigns in a week and a half. So yeah, like we were very anti downtime. Didn't really take any downtime though. Like the Warforged did the downtime. The rest of us kept adventuring. I don't think we stopped for more than a day at a time.
No. Well, my suggestion is that we've had Tethyamar lined up for such a long time. like it's a really, really long time, both in character and out of character. I think it's about time we finally like cleaned our plate of that particular issue. Yeah, so what I would propose is that we take this month of downtime, not necessarily just sitting around. We might be doing some stuff like off screen, but pretty inconsequential stuff. And then when the army's assembled, what do we do then? If we do choose to do that, are we going to march the army, say, like so? I think that's the idea, right? No, they might be blown and like covered. No, they could be like covered by sand dunes, perhaps, but fine. Although we could also alternatively do this, like sort of come this way and smash through Sandfort Shembrel as well as the mines. And if we go that way, it'll take a bit longer. Ah, it does, doesn't it? We'd lose a significant portion of the army to disease if we go that way. Yeah, with that, like a searing heat might be preferable to disease. So this way probably. I think we have that Dragonborn guy we hired who knows this area and can help guide us through. Yeah, I think so. I think that's something. Yeah, for sure. That could help. We don't necessarily have to do that though. But having some teams to travel this area and leave some caches of supplies to help us stock up as we head this way could help.
All right.
Right.
Well, that's something
Right.
that can be done without any much discussion. You're able to you're able to set these locations up, and we naturally give Mo the intelligence on where to find it. Look for the rocky outcropping that looks like an elephant or whatever. And some of them will be hit. Some of them will be taken by Badine. Others will be found by hyenas. But roughly half of what we put out remains there when the army comes through.
All right. I think I'd like to invest a little extra gold in like specifically desert prep. So try and get some like desert worthy mounts like camels and stock up on as much water as possible.
Yeah, cool. When you say how many mounts are you talking about, for the party or the army?
The army, because we're not
Yeah.
going to hit an oasis every day. It's a
Yeah.
pretty absurd amount of water that we'll need, but it's something.
Yeah.
How do we those special dwarves that we have? I keep forgetting the name. Are they clerics? Oh, they're
Yeah.
artificers.
And yeah, that's right. And we have some paladins coming as well, but we have artificers at the moment.
All right, so we do have a source of some water at least. No.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Oh, I know what might be worth considering. I'm not sure if we have the time to do it, but if we can reach out and hire some Badine, like mercenaries, they know the land better than anyone else. So if we want to get there as efficiently as possible and hit up any oases on the way, or oases, whatever the plural is, their guidance could be valuable.
Yeah. So how are you going to do that?
That's a good question. I think there was a Badine we met, or at least saw in Dagger Falls. We might have some connections, but do we
Is
have
this the
time to do
party
that?
that was friends with that? What was her name? She
The
was
cat
your
lady?
yeah. No, she was your character's. Yeah, that's right,
Oh yeah,
Mara.
Mara.
Yeah,
I think
Mara.
I think we left her for dead because we thought she died. And
Yeah,
then I think I learned at some point from that undead prophet that she wasn't dead, but not
yeah.
much more than that. Only that she's not dead and just out there somewhere.
All right. So when you extend information out towards the you said you were looking for the Dean, right? That's what you said.
Yeah, like some
Yeah.
some guides through the desert.
So when you extend your feelers out there looking for things in the desert, you hear the story that an army of Badine, led by a woman of all people, have smashed the Sandfort Shembrel, and they've come in there with like 100 cavalry, and they weren't able to kill the leadership. There was like a dragon and a manticore, a wizard riding a manticore, and a priestess on a wyvern, and so on. And they didn't catch the leadership, but they did destroy the camp, basically destroy the. Um, you call it a fortress, but it was really mostly a tent city. Yeah, so Mara has been leading a revolution.
Huh. I'll Yeah, I'll have some choice words for Mara if we have crossed paths. Mm. Yeah, that is good news. Alrighty then, with the if we can secure the assistance of Badine, I think it's just time. I would just have to pass some time until preparations are ready.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, understand their culture. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. It saves me, going into a fucking 12 paragraph spiel. Absolutely. Kind of. No, they don't. No. Zentara have been enslaving Badine since forever. But the Badine are a raider culture. And so it wouldn't matter if it was Zentarum or anybody else, they'd still be attacking caravans. They do. And then there'll be people in Tethyamar and people in the desert. That's not necessarily a better outcome.
And what if
They'll
you
still
get
have to
paid?
share the desert with someone. They're obviously not. They're in the mountains. Yeah, yeah. The map is wrong. The path doesn't go through the bottom of the border forest. All of these maps are wrong.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think Moog would probably make the argument that once the dwarves take Tethyamar, like they're an underground species, like they like to be beneath the earth. They aren't likely to branch out into the desert and try to claim that as well.
Yeah, that's fair enough, and they accept it. Yeah. So you get you get a loose agreement with certain Badine tribes that they will cooperate with you, protect you, and guard your trade routes and benefit from the prosperity. But Anarok is like Afghanistan. Just because you get like a group on side, don't mean shit.
No.
There's still plenty of other warlords out there who are going to do their thing. They are not a unified people. They fight with themselves much more than they fight with anyone else, including the Zentarum. So your plan is good and your plan is effective, and you do get the Badine on side, but that is to say that you get 5% of them. Right. Oh, right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's easy enough. Yeah. Sure.
Mm.
Excellent.
Mm.
Yeah, cool. And so that plan works.
Alright.
Yeah, yeah. Good call. Mara, like I've kind of forgotten as well. I used to know, but that's where Mara's story comes in. She um, basically brings cultural change to the Badine. She is a woman, of course, and a sorceress as well. I think, wasn't
And a
she?
tiefling.
And a tiefling. So she's everything the Badine fucking hate. But because she's an unstoppable warlord, um, then that gives her legitimacy among the barbarian tribes of the Badine. And there are people following her, including some of the women that we liberated. Yeah. So this element, this factor of the Badine is like on our side now, um, giving us some unlikely allies in the desert.
I think she has ties with what are they called? Something caravans.
Westgate, yeah,
Yeah, she has ties with that faction. As I recall,
right.
she was wanting to play, or he rather, was wanting to play a character that was sort of like a information broker and sort of like what's the word, master manipulator.
Very cool.
All right, so I think we're pretty set. We just have to kill a month of time. I guess we just have to decide what we're doing in that time. I think I've got a pretty good idea. I think that during that month, I would want to keep my ear to the ground for what's happening across the realm of Gloriana in the wake of Hrothgar's death. And upon hearing that there is any settlements that are rising up in rebellion now that the barbarians have lost their leadership or anything like that, I'd want to sally forth and aid them.
All right. Okay. So what's happening in Gloriana? They look for a priest to resurrect the king, and they don't initially find one, but they keep his corpse on hand in case they do. They think that Talos is going to bring him back somehow. It just proves to be that's something they weren't prepared for because they weren't expecting it. Gorman, in effect, takes over the rule of the realm, though he has none of the charisma nor reputation to hold them together, and they don't want to serve under a king that has no balls anyway. So
Hmm.
they just mostly dissipate. They mostly dissipate into small war bands that, um, like the Mongols, they just conquer smaller parts of it and start fighting amongst themselves with each other. So there's half a dozen successor states to Gloriana. All of them are at war with each other. The priest, the Ragnarok, whom you may remember and probably don't. The priest
Yeah, I have.
Ragnarok, who was in the group of horsemen that rode past us while we were approaching Hrothgar. He's continues his search for the broken heart of Talos, um, and it's thought that should he find it, then they're likely to have a new champion, one that they can get behind, an enthusiastic Talos worshipper, and he might be able to resurrect the kingdom that is currently in its death throes.
So yeah, I
And as
just
for
want
this,
to,
yep.
as the kingdom starts breaking apart and fragmenting, I just want to be out there and like nipping at the heels and making sure it keeps breaking down.
Yeah, sure. The Symbians don't know what they're supposed to be doing anymore. So I guess they're probably going to wait for further instructions. Do you have any interactions with them at all, or since they're on the hill, and you're on the outskirts, perhaps you don't?
Uh, if I happen to bump into any of their representatives, as unlikely as that might be, I might have a few
Yeah,
questions.
they don't wander, so you don't just bump into them. No.
Fair enough. I would just spend my time in this sort of the area of Rabidia and just aid any rebels that pop up and just uh, be here and there, just raiding what I can.
All right. And their orders to withdraw come before the end of winter, and so we don't know where they go to, whether it's Cormia or Sembia or elsewhere. But the Sinbian contingent no longer has anything to defend up here, so they're pulled out.
Right.
Gloriana has fallen.
What would Flightless be doing? Hmm. So like digging up, still trying to dig up info on his friends. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, so if there's anything that you want to know about what's going on in the world, as you say, you've got someone who can scry, and they can do it every day. So it's a very potent resource. Oh right, yeah, okay. Really fucking badly. Um, yeah, y- that's right. But things have evolved beyond that as well. So everything that you just said is true. The priestesses lost their power, and that was grounds for revolution. And some people acted quickly, some settlements acted quickly, and some didn't. But May Ramadra was one of the last um, to lose its grip on power. I guess it was just too big and too institutionalized for the entire city, 4,000-year-old city, to fall. But that's when the giants came. Um, there's a drow god of undeath, and she has inspired an army of the dead to march their way through the Underdark. Did we go to that skull fort in the Underdark?
I think we like,
I thought
yeah, I
we
think,
did briefly, yeah. And like they
yeah,
and they there was a prophecy, and they tried to recruit us to command their army of the dead or something. Where they get in,
yeah.
losers, we're sacking May Ramadra. But we turned that down, and so this force of zombies has marched its way through the Underdark, constantly building its strength. Every time they kill someone, it adds to the zombie horde. And they teamed up with some fire giants who'd come from deeper, much deeper within the Underdark, who sensed the Drow's weakness and used this as a chance to utterly destroy their civilization, and they've done that. Between the strength of the fire giants, the unlimited forces of the zombie horde, and the fact that being an Underdark city means that they are extremely vulnerable to sieges, Mayra Madra has been utterly destroyed. It hasn't been conquered; it's been razed. The fire giants and the dead now occupy it, but they're not trying to build a city out of it. They are just they're just raising it from history.
Mm. Yeah, Flightless's friend's still alive. Mm. Could you not scry on them?
All right. So who are you scrying on? Buzzer. Who's that? Oh, right. Oh, your slave. Okay. Yeah. Cool. You find them in a stone cell with no windows, um, and a steel door. Yeah.
Mm.
Not immediately. No, it's a single cell. It's about maybe 5 feet by 5 feet. It's terribly small. It's a literal dungeon. Um, and the only way out is a steel door that's closed.
Mm.
Only if you want to torture them, and they probably do. Some cells in the real world are deliberately designed so that you can't get comfortable, particularly in the Middle Ages. Um, yeah. Oh, right. Potentially, I guess. It depends on what's on the other side of the door. Yeah.
Mm. I think so. If Sildarin were here, I'd ask him what he's doing here during this downtime, but alas, he is not.
All right. So we march our army on Tethyamar.
Yeah, although I should ask Jake and Redleg, you got any ideas for how your characters might show up during this time? Fair enough. True. Um, I do like the idea of doing a large scale combat encounter, leading our army personally. Yeah, like I'd enjoy something large scale like that. But I wouldn't say no to going through the Underdark and going for a more small scale sort of special forces thing to weaken them from the inside. Depends on the consensus. Fair enough. That's what I was gonna ask. What I was leaning towards, leading from the front. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, but I'm thinking that there might be a big like camp outside of tents and other structures, maybe even some palisades at this point, where the reinforcing army has set up shop. Because the inside of Tethyamar isn't really enough to house thousands of people, or however many they sent. I'm not sure how many it was. Well, the front door is just like steel, I think, and I'm sure artisan or stone. I'm sure Artisan would be able to figure us a way inside. So something like a steel door should be no obstacle to an artificer of his level. Yeah, like they're like sappers, so they're perfectly like trained to break doors open. So I think we hmm, who
He suggests not you getting past the door, but just going through the stone instead.
just to like dig through the stone,
Right.
bypass the door entirely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the doors are invincible, the stone is not.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it'll be like a big, large-scale battle outside. Once we've defeated that army, then we'll have to break through, and then it'll be a more small-scale battle on the inside. Yeah, like I think we don't want the Dirge to get involved in too much direct combat because their engineering expertise will be quite invaluable.
All right, enough discussing it. We have our army. The winter has ended. The dwarves are itching to run. The paladins and the rest of them have turned up, and we have one of the more formidable forces in this part of the world. Couldn't take on a nation like Cormier or Sembia, but we could conquer any of the Dales.
We're going to put our strength to work for the salvation of the Dales. Fortunately for us.
All right. Wasn't going to do this, but let's see what happens in Anarok.
Sure.
It'll probably be streamlined depending on what we come across. But I'm just playing this a little bit by ear at the moment and trying to make the decisions on the fly. Any dungeon master should. Um, yeah, cool. All right. So, Finnick, can you roll a d30?
Mm,
Okay. Um, all right. While we are, so do we have like Bedine? We have a Bedine guide or something. That's what we wanted to get, right?
Yeah.
Very good. We've been in the desert for 3 days. We've still got more than half the journey to go. Um, as the sun rises, a lone traveler can be seen approaching from the west through the desert haze. He must be a madman, for no one would sensibly come up to an army, and no one would approach an army without a good reason.
Hmm. Definitely bizarre, and definitely something I want to investigate. He must have some sort of agenda if he's brazenly walking up to an army that's passing by. I think
Do
most
we,
people within their right minds would give a force this large a wide berth.
Absolutely. Do we send out someone to meet him, or are we going to meet him ourselves? What do we want to do?
I'm quite happy to ride out there myself. All right. I guess Sildarin, seeing he's not here, can stay with the army.
Sure. There are. He's a single Badine, dressed in a ceremonial, or rather dressed in traditional garments, wraps that go from body to head. He has a pair of magical blades, a scimitar and a kukri, curved weapons whose runes betray their power. And when he sees that you're coming towards him, he stops and waits for you to arrive. Hands hover over his blades.
I'll slow to just a steady trot as I get close, and then stop within like 20 feet of him.
You are marching your army north to supplement the Zentarum, but you are too late. The sand fort is destroyed.
Yes, we have heard, but I'm afraid you're mistaken. We come not to reinforce the Zentarum, but to utterly crush what remains. The sand fort is not our objective. The mines of Tethyamar, however, are.
Then why are you not openly flying your flags?
Are we not flying our flags?
Oh, we probably are now. As soon as I said that, I'm like, probably are. Um, uh, Explain again what this army is for.
We seek to claim Tethyamar. We seek
You
to
are
wrest
taking
it.
it.
Yes, to
Ah,
wrest it from the control of the Zentarum and return it to their ancestral owners, the dwarves.
I see. Then you will be getting a revenge that I have been unable to achieve for myself until recently. The Zentarum forces in Anarok have been smashed. They are unable to use the road. Their sand fort has been destroyed, and the forces of Tethyamar have locked their gates and withdrawn inside the mountain.
Their entire
Your
force
force,
has?
uh, yes, I think that they were suspecting reinforcements that simply did not come. Perhaps they are on their way. The mountain passes through the Desert Mouth Mountains freeze during the winter. There is no access. But now that summer has come, they may finally be able to reinforce the desert.
Suppose our timing is fortuitous then, to defeat them before they can receive any reinforcements.
Are you aware of the dangers of the shadow in the sky?
This shadow in the sky, I've heard of it before, but truthfully, I do not know what it is.
Well, it seems that whatever it is unstoppable. I am a member of the Order of the Shattered Peak, known in your lands as Mage Slayers. My entire order has been destroyed. A great shadow descended upon our fortress, the largest fortress in the Anarok Desert, and the entire mountain was broken and fell upon those who remained inside. I do not know if any of my order survived.
I knew the Anarok was dangerous, but for mountains to crumble like that, it's unlike any power I've ever heard of.
Yes, they are magicians of an unfathomable level of power. I will hunt them until my final days. But I wonder if you know of any more of my order that may have survived. Elite Bedine warriors who were not in the desert during the destruction some months ago.
Thinking back, the Badine in Dagger Falls that we saw, did he have weapons similar to this guy?
He did actually, yeah.
Then I'll bring up that some time ago, many months ago, we well, let me just rephrase that. Some months ago, passing through Dagger Falls on the other side of the mountains, we did meet a fellow who carried weapons very similar to yours. Are those weapons hallmarks of your organization?
Yes. Where was this man?
He resided within a town called Dagger Falls. Yeah, I give him sort of like the best directions I can to if he wanted to get to Dagger Falls.
Oh, I know Dagger Falls. It is on the far side of the Desert Mouth Mountains. Now that the pass is open, perhaps I can go there. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's easy enough to get that. He
Well,
thinks as he looks towards the northwest, and he points into the distance towards a mountain that has had its peak destroyed. That was our fortress. Nothing remains of it now. All of our secrets, all of our strengths remain buried within that area.
hmm, I'm sorry to hear that. Perhaps if you find your associate in Dagger Falls, you might be able to keep the spirit of your organization alive.
Perhaps we shall.
Maybe offer you any aid. Food, perhaps, some water.
If you are traveling north to Tethyamar, then uh, I am traveling north as well. I will join your camp if you need more swords.
You would fight alongside us?
We have the same enemy.
Very well then, I'll happily welcome you into our ranks. I'll ride a little closer and extend a hand.
I am Azim, Azim of the Silver Swords. And
Lady
you,
Eleanor, Cormier.
soon to be the masters of the Desert Mouth Mountains.
Indeed. Come. And I'll lead him back to the main force and introduce him to everyone. All right. Soldiers.
That's one soldier. Plus one assassin.
Pretty good.
Alright. Mo, can you roll a d30, please?
I'm
That's
here.
no
I'm
big
just trying to figure out the
command.
yeah.
Got to get DOS working / run.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. The same Badine Mage Slayer turns up. I thought we rolled 15 again. That was my mistake.
By coincidence, another one of his associates.
All right. I am Zima. All right. We are passing by a ruin. The ruin is probably of a former tower, and it lies buried within the sand. Though the sand storms have blown it open. Your army wisely avoids the mysterious tower poking up out of the deserts of Anarok.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Would anyone else like to explore it?
I'm happy to sit by.
Very good. All right. It's ancient. It was probably buried until recently. So I guess that's a no. All right. Tethyamar. So we make it to the gates of Tethyamar, and as told to us by Azim, there is no army here, which is logical. While this has infinite value to the Zentarum, we know full well they are hard pressed right now. They've got a lot of forces, but they're fighting fucking everywhere. Flan is in rebellion, Hillsfar is in rebellion, Zental Keep is still a monster haunted wasteland, the Underdark is on fire. They're trying not to piss off the Dales too much, or at least they're trying not to make the Dales feel that they need to increase their defense budgets. Yeah. And the Black Road's been cut off. There's no trade through the Desert Mouth Mountains in the winter. They can't go through the border forest because it's filled with werewolves. So they've been waiting for the summer to come to reinforce it, and we're here first. Whether they're sending an army or not, we don't know. But there's certainly not one here. There are a couple of units that are outside the front of where we know the gates to be, but it's a very small unit, and it could be wiped out by a party of third level adventurers with ease.
And there's no way they're not going to see us coming.
That's right. That's right. So they're going to know that we are here. And presumably they are either going to let this small contingent come inside their gates, or they're just going to leave them out there to die.
I guess we'll find out. As Tethyamar comes into sight, we'll give the orders to assemble into battle formations for non-combatants to hang back as the main force moves up.
And by the time you've even arrived there, there is no one defending it, so they've either abandoned their post or been pulled inside.
All right. With no visible defenders, I'd take Flightless and probably Sildarin as well, and ride up to the actual entrance and make an inspection of their defenses. See whether it's just a door or whether they've set up any magical sigils or anything of the sort.
I would say that Moog would probably be leading the charge with the dwarves to break in and start the path, because it wouldn't be fitting to have humans be liberating the Tethyamar.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely invite Moog alongside us to start these preparations.
I'm sure you just do it like stand by and roll that out. You know what I mean? Like they would.
Yeah.
Like
you don't need instructions.
Have to take it with the engineers and figure out a way and start breaching it methodical, but they're not going to want to let someone else take credit for breaking in.
Very good.
I'm just.
Yeah, I'm happy.
It's like the prophecy coming through.
Right. Yep. So they're going to start drilling through the stone. I don't know if they have any magic to do that, or if they're just going to use their tools.
Pyro and 100 artificers and.
Right, it's going to take a day instead of taking 10 days.
We have raw adamantine, so I'm sure Artisan could forge some adamantine tools to help expedite it.
Yeah, and he's had all the downtime to do stuff like that. So, yeah, so this is going to take, at most a day for them to get through 100 feet of stone. They're that good.
All right. I guess we'll set up a defensive position outside, and I'll give Moog the honor of being the first one inside as soon as there's an entrance.
All right. Well, since we're about to begin a dungeon crawl, I guess there's no need for Redleg to make a new character if he doesn't want to at this stage. Moog is perfectly suited for this mission.
Retire Moog if we at the end of this. That's fine.
Yeah, makes sense. And Jake, any ideas what you'd want to do?
Yeah, we've got some time, while we have to wait for a break.
I'll be right back. Someone just knocked on my door. sorry.
Yeah, cool, brother.
Unfortunate timing. I guess in the time we're
Moog is
waiting,
gone
he's gone.
from the heroes.
Oh yeah, because I think he's in Pets and Companions now.
Ah, yes, he is. Yeah, I'll move him back to the main one. Yeah, he hasn't
Alright,
been deleted.
I'm back.
Very good.
Welcome.
Just had a question. Are we still
Please.
doing Cormyrean stuff? Moving on from that.
That is a good question.
I think this is like our immediate thing because I just thought like we've had this
And
on
more
our
like
plate
in the
for
long
such a
run,
long
rather
time.
than what's happening now.
I'm
in the long
happy
run.
for us to sit down again and discuss what we want to do. We are here now at Tethyamar. Bam, we've broken in. Once we start this, we'll be doing a dungeon crawl for a while. So we can and probably should talk about other things like what's the bigger, broader, longer direction. Are we still doing Tethyamar stuff? Cormier stuff.
Yeah, like I have an idea for a string of events. So you want to hear a suggestion?
Of course.
Yeah, I just want to bring like a compatible character. I don't want to be like we're not doing like not Cormier, and I bring in like a Cormyrean, or like we're doing
Underdark
Tethyamar all the way.
Right, yeah. I'll use my Drow Underdark Gloomstalker expert, and then we never go underneath the ground. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
So here's what I was suggesting. Like, if it was a single player game and I could choose, what I would suggest is we take Tethyamar, clear it out, secure it, and whatnot, and then after that's done, the next order of business would be to go into the Underdark, which conveniently there is a passage at the bottom of Tethyamar, and go back south this way. Because underneath the mountains, we heard that the lair of the Great Worm is down there, and killing said worm would be a boon to Cormier. And while we're down there, we might be able to learn more of Lightless's friends, and maybe rescue them while we're at it. And then after that, I think I'd want to do some personal family stuff in Cormier, like kick my family up the arse, basically, because I've heard that they're allied with the War Wizards.
I sort of had an interesting character idea because I've never played a wizard in 5th edition. Well, in a serious campaign, never played a wizard. So I was thinking about maybe being like a war wizard sent from Cormier to by the princess to help Lady Eleanor. Like one that's still loyal to the royal family. If there's any of those still around.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah, it's fair. A wizard would definitely help round out our party's skill set. Yeah, we might finally have counterspell.
5, 4, yeah.
So yeah, that's things. I think there's definitely things to explore there. Alternatively, just to hand out another suggestion for a character, since my suggestion involves going down to the Underdark for a while. Have an Underdark character with ties down there. Either would work, I think.
No, yeah. I was thinking about a war mage, and then since I was going to multi-class into cleric for the heavy armor to be a war mage with heavy armor, I was going to go Twilight Domain in case we had to go down to the Underdark, so I didn't have to be a human without dark vision.
Fair.
Yeah.
Sure, then.
Like I confess that I wasn't listening as hard as I probably should have been, since this is really important. What level are we?
11.
We're 11. This campaign tends to go relatively slowly. We make a lot of decision making, not a great deal of action. Level 11. So call that level 12. Let's see.
Like
I've got a. Sorry.
You like setting up milestones?
Yeah, sort of. I've got a plan for the whole campaign. Like there's all these different storylines, and I've got a loose plan for the sort of level that we should be doing certain things at. Like we've done the Vaughan Manor very early, a place filled with vampires. It's probably meant to be a little bit more difficult. We've done Dueling the Dragon. We've fought the dragon and the dragon rider, and we did that a bit early as well. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But I just have to work out what we'll be doing for the next couple of levels. Probably should be leveling it faster, I think.
I think our power level's just been a bit inflated because of our really strong magic items.
That it certainly has. That it absolutely has. Yeah. So this is a lot of work for me, but I want to do it, and I just kind of need to know what we are going to do. I got a lot on my plate at the moment, doing a number of campaigns and some dungeons for other Dales games that have never been done before. And I'll be doing the same for this one as well, by the look of it.
Right.
Which really, I really do need to know where we are going, and we'll be better off if we have some direction anyway.
Well, as I suggested, I like the idea of taking the securing Tethyamar, then
Right.
going down to the Underdark for a while
Right.
to kill the Great Worm and to do Flightless's backstory stuff. So go to Mayhem
Right.
Hydra, maybe, or wherever his
Okay.
friends might be.
Okay, cool.
And
So
then,
basically an Underdark mini campaign, an Underdark arc. You won't
yeah,
be going down there forever, but
yeah,
there's some stuff you want to do. Yeah, cool.
and then coming back up, ideally finishing off the situation in Cormia, maybe finally getting some proper stability, and then after
And so
that,
finishing off in Cormir, you mean finding the Hidden King?
yeah. So in my mind, I'm thinking Tethyamar, Underdark, Cormia, and then decide where to go from there.
Yeah, that's far enough in the future. Yeah. And by then, we're hopefully like level 15 or something like that.
Yeah, and hopefully by that point, in a position to like really bring the fight to the Zentarum, like assault bloody Zental Keep or something.
Right, and that's how we wrap up. So we go Tethyamar, Underdark, Cormia, and then the Zentarum. Yeah, that works. That's a good plan for that's if you were making this into a TV show, that'd probably be the arc.
All right, are we all like good with that general flow of events?
Yep.
Cool. All right. That's very good. Okay, so yeah, Underdark arc, Cormia arc, Zentarum finale. Cool.
All right,
All right. Yeah.
we just have to sharpen our blades and let the dwarves do their work. They're digging.
Yeah. Cool. And as soon as we are ready as players, they break through and we're able to begin.
All right, how many combatants would we be going in with? Will it be just us, or can we bring friendly soldiers with us?
You can absolutely bring friendly soldiers with you. It's a matter of whether you guys as players want to be bothered with that, whether you want to control minions when like a challenge rating 3 veteran can't do shit compared to what you guys. Yeah, absolutely.
They.
I think that's exactly how it should be done too.
Yeah, good idea. They just like take and hold places we've
Yeah,
secured.
precisely. And we can be confident that if we leave, any enemies unconscious, and they're gonna have a spear driven through their heart, and they can find any treasure and hopefully only steal a portion of it, etc., etc.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. Where do we want the tunnelers to emerge then? In between the portcullis and the front gate, past the portcullis and the front gate. Do we want to, or anywhere else? Yeah,
I think the portcullis
I think
probably
there's
wouldn't take too long to
we
dismantle.
might have a map of this. Sorry for asking a question and then interrupting, but I think that we actually have a map, right?
Yeah, we did.
So Tethyamar. Oh, that's Tethyamar level 2 to 4.
Way back at like level 5, I think, was when we were last here.
Right, I've got this map, but this isn't the map I'm talking about. That's the deeper map.
Yeah,
Do
that
we
is
have
the
an upper
lower.
map?
I'm sure we did.
Well, I thought that we did because it's available. So I'll make one up now, and Tethyamar upper.
Hmm?
Right. Well, we'll say that the dwarves have produced one for you. Um, right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I thought he'd be carrying this map too, but in any case, the dwarves have it. So, do you want them to emerge in between the two gates? The two gates at the front. The front is the bottom, by the way. Or go around it, or come in basically fucking anywhere. Like, these guys are experts. They can come in wherever the hell.
The stone looks pretty thick on the thin rather on the right side. One of those
Yeah.
I mean,
bottom right 2 rooms might work.
I don't know if we would want to be like whatever looks the most strategic. So I guess roll the dice and say whatever the most strategic one is.
Well, you
I
tell. Well,
mean,
you got to. That's why I provide the map so that you can tell me which is the most
well, I
strategic.
mean, we're looking at like a lot of things like fantasy of the mind here for like because we're looking at the rock formations and the there's a lot of stuff that's not the front gate picture. Um, like that's what I'm saying is, can we just make a perception check and figure out what the best wisest one would be, since there are a lot of experts.
I suppose so, but that kind of depends on where the Zentaran forces are within the complex, and that's something that we don't know. So I'm happy to like be an advisor, an NPC advisor. Um,
I guess we can ask a dwarf engineer's opinion, like
exactly
what do they
right.
think?
Yeah, but in a role playing game, it should ultimately be your decision and not mine. Otherwise, I'm just railroading you.
Yeah, like
Well, I think then it would be right through the middle, right through the front gates,
That's
because we're
true.
going to be clearing every room by room and sweeping. The dwarves will be sweeping in behind us,
True.
and everybody
Although
else is going to be sweeping. And so it's going to be methodologically
Yeah.
clearing everything slowly, um, room by room fighting if it needs to be, but any kind of breakouts. I don't know. Can we fit any of the artisans cool crab things through the door and kind of have that be in front of us to trip anything?
Don't think the crab thing's been built yet. Yeah, so the short answer is no. However, we can drill a hole absolutely anywhere. They have like move earth or some shit,
Yeah,
I'm sure they
just
have
go
something.
right through the front door.
Right?
Make it easy.
All right.
I suppose if we go through the front door,
Yep. Yep.
cells, you mean the bottom right or the bottom or the left?
Yep.
But they could be the easiest ones blocked. So I would say go through the front and let's just see what's there. We have a whole army behind us. It's not gonna
Yeah, and
just
I
get.
suppose
We want to. The whole army is gonna flow through the biggest vein going through
When
it.
you
If we
say
get
front,
blocked
do
at
you mean in between the portcullis and the gate, or
the front door,
after the gate?
where's the front door?
At the bottom is the front.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is at the bottom of it.
Yep, cool. And you'll still have the gate in front of you.
Right.
That's correct. Yeah, that's absolutely right. So,
I mean, we could set a breach thing there, and then the main army, we can go open the doors, and then the main army could go through the doors after we open them, or could support us to if they are lying in wait, we could trap them if we want to go through the cells, but to the left by 3A. But they'd hear it, they'd be watching us doing it, so it won't be really that much of a surprise. Like they're knowing we have an army around them.
So the thing that concerns me about going right up the middle from like the bottom straight up is that they'll have the bulk of their defenses lined up in that direction. They might have like ballistae like angled towards that direction and whatnot. Whereas if we come from the side, we'll be able to avoid the line of fire of any fixed armaments like that.
We're gonna have to open the front regardless. We're not gonna march a whole army through a little hole.
True, but we have to do the bulk of the fighting ourselves.
Fine. I mean, like, then we can. But I'm just saying, how are you going to get the surprise? They're going to hear the rock. They're going to see what you're doing. Like, nowhere's really going to be a surprise. So they can stack and adjust anywhere. So I would say going through the front is better because we would be able to have the support. We can go get out if we need to. We trip something up. I mean, it's always going to be the breach. It's going to be the hardest.
Fair enough then. If that's Moog's decision, then we'll go through the
Yeah,
front.
can we get like a ram or something? Can we get like a shield?
yeah,
Like a heavy rolling thing like dwarves like to do to bust through and then clear a path. I mean, we have a whole war machine here, so like
yeah. And I think Artisan can use creation or some spell if
yeah, like
not
some
available.
kind of like thing that if after we bolt through, we can have a bunch of dwarves pushing it, and anything in front of it's going to get decimated, and anything they throw at it, it's going to get sent in like to the front of a tank.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, so that's what I recommend is doing that and having archers and everything on the ready, and if it gets slowed down, then we'll deal with whatever's slowing it down. But it's going to be a grind.
I
All
guess
right.
through the front. Although, as mentioned before, our army won't actually be rolling any attack rolls or anything. We'll be doing all that ourselves.
Yeah, but if you put a tank up, it's going to trigger whatever. It's going to absorb the hits. It's going to dwarves make that stuff all the time. Roll through clearing rooms and all that stuff.
Alrighty.
All right. I'm making a slight adjustment to the map to that didn't work out where I think we're coming. Something like that.
Yeah, I think
making a tunnel actually.
we should probably make any last-minute preparations. Any spells or buffs we want to cast before the doors come down. I think Sildarin, from what I've observed him do, would probably cast Death Ward on himself.
Yep.
So I'll just make a note of that.
Yeah, good idea. Death Ward's a great spell.
The spell slot.
A dwarf siege engine, battering ram, kind of a thing.
If I recall correctly from my first visit, the gate has like chains with like hooks and rings hanging from it, which you can attach to beasts of burden, which can then open the door.
Yeah, that's right. They used elephants to get it open themselves, I think.
We don't have any elephants, but I think we have enough animals and any war machines that we might have that can do the job.
Yep. So we're not drilling a hole through it all. We're just ripping the portcullis down.
I figure like if we can open the door, like if there's not much need to destroy it, because it saves us the trouble of having to repair it later.
Alright, well, the engineers have gone ahead and dug a hole anyway, because that's what I thought we were doing, so I've made the alteration for that.
Alright, we'll go with that instead.
So we can do both. All right. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this portcullis to represent us ripping it off its hinges. The army will be coming in after us, but we as the vanguard will be at the head of the action.
I'll also activate my invulnerability before the doors or the hole or whatever, however we're getting in, happens.
And how long does that last?
10 minutes.
Cool. Anyone else doing any final buffs before the doors come crashing down?
So Darren's got
Do we have
to
any hammer clerics to give us to bless us?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we'll be blessed. All right.
I'm on level 11 right now. The character.
Okay. So here's the front door, and there's a side entrance that runs up through here. I might put the party token down in both places to give you so that might be the best way for us to.
It's all black.
It's all black, is it? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we don't have vision.
Of course you are. You don't, because you haven't, your characters aren't down. That's an oversight on my part. Taking a bit of a while to load. Might even have to reload the page. That's not it. Give me a moment. Yeah, I will have to reload the page, but I'll put the characters down first. Unless it's lagging, it's not letting me. No, that's not the case. Yep, that worked. Can you guys see now?
Yeah, yes, I can see from the 2 tokens.
Cool. So these are the 2 tokens. Here's the one at the front gate that has been ripped off. Here's the one at the side entrance that has been broken through. So yeah, you can put your characters in anywhere there, and just assume that the army is backing you up.
Reloading.
Can we roll a couple of these things through? Like, it's hard to show, but like the.
Yeah, for sure.
Useful.
Like these kind of things that the dwarves would make that they could push through in the front. And like have them following or leading in case anything snares it. That's kind of how they clear the halls.
Yeah, absolutely. So make sure I understand what you just said. You'll be going through, and then like the army will follow you, and they'll disperse into the branches that we don't take, and just kill everything.
They'll be using these kind of like siege weapons to ram through the halls in case there's like a bunch of people there or something, or
yeah,
arrows. You know what I mean? Like they fight behind these.
Sort of aggressive turtling, maybe.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, advancing but defensively.
Yeah, and if there's anything in front of it, they could just ram into it and.
Yeah, cool. Absolutely. All right. I guess the party it's time to get the party started. I should reload the page.
Since I still have go ahead. Sure, they could have arrived while we were digging through, but I guess it's up to you.
Yeah, absolutely. If you've got a new character ready, then by all means, now's the time to bring them in.
I'm already. I just need to do the equipment, which is easy to do.
Perfect. All right. Cool. We'll leave you, to do that. Won't ask you any questions. But once that's booted up, we can. I'll get started on the initiative rolls once my page loads, since it'll take a while.
Okay. Since I still have access to Sildarin sheet, I guess I'll control his character for this battle.
Yeah, might as well.
What gear do I start with at level 11?
That's a good question. I think it's under character creation or something. Yeah, character creation beyond level.
Sweet. It'll be really easy. I just need to grab really good plate mail armor, and then I'll be grand.
Then you're done. At level 10, yeah.
You take care of that later, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Still loading, still black screen.
Where are you seeing this beyond level 1 information?
You're right near the top. Character creation is like the first folder in the.
Ah, right. I was looking in the Discord. Whoops.
When it comes to buying equipment from, say, Magical, it's double it, right?
That's right. Double Sane Magical or double Discerning Merchant's Guide.
How do you do this starting when you jump in at 11? How do you do the magic and the money?
Cool. So here's the table beyond level 1. It'll tell you what you get at our particular level. Welcome, man. Good to have you along.
Oh, hello. Yeah, we're just about to assault Tethyamar just in time.
Wow, so yeah, that happened. We'll tell it for you momentarily. So we are level 11, are we? You'll have 12,000 gold pieces, and you can get any of the equipment from Sane Magic items or Discerning Merchant's Guide, as long as you pay double whatever is in either of those books. All right. Now, to answer Sildarin's question, how did that happen?
Yeah, all right. God, you missed a lot in the space of 2.5 hours. So
guys are
let's see.
efficient.
Yeah, we've got our asses in gear. So yeah, so Phoenix slew Hrothgar, and the barbarians didn't take kindly to that, and so all 2,000 of them immediately descended upon us all at once. And we're like, shit, Sildarin, plane shift us quick. And so I had you roll some rolls for plane shift. The first one failed, and
you failed, Sildarin. You let us down.
Yeah, and a horde of barbarians attacked Flightless and critically hit him and did 190 damage.
Nice.
And just obliterated him. But thankfully, the next round, you managed to make the check, and we teleported to the Feywild, resurrected Flightless, and then plane shifted again back to the material plane. With the very last roll that you made, had you failed that one, we would be stuck in the Feywild, so that would have been bad. Once we got back to Half Hap, we decided that we were gonna wait a month and do some downtime stuff, and until the army was ready. And then we led them north to Tethyamar, found out that the Stanfort Shembrel has been destroyed by the Badine, that the army and whatever forces here have withdrawn inside the fortress. We set up shop outside, we've burrowed our way in, and we're just about to storm Tethyamar itself. We're the tip of the spear.
Good times.
Sweet.
And,
I think I'm ready. Didn't take too long to spend that money.
I should also add that in the brief time we were in the Feywild, Finnick said, screw you guys, I'm going home. And left. And he's making a new character. And also, this is likely the last time Redleg's going to be playing Moog, and next session he'll probably be bringing in a new character as well.
Change is afoot.
Yeah, that's, like I said, he missed a lot in 2.5 hours. It's pretty crazy. But just in time, fortuitously, for the big fight.
Here I am getting on mute. Could you also inform Sildarin of the basic plan we have for the entirety of the rest of the campaign?
Oh, sure, we had a little discussion out of character about where the story should go next. And we came to the consensus that we'll take and secure Tethyamar, go down into the Underdark to slay the Great Worm that we encountered earlier, as well as rescue Flightless's friends from wherever they're being held.
Oh, that looks familiar.
Yeah. And then once we're done in the Underdark, we'll have like an Underdark arc, so to speak. Come back up, finish things in Cormier, and then by that point we should be at around level 15 and in a position to deal the death blow to the Zentarum and assault the Zental Keep itself. So in a nutshell, Tethyamar, Underdark, Cormier, Zentarum finale.
Giddy up.
Oh, I should probably roll initiative.
Probably.
An 8. Very, very average. Oh yeah, and in terms of preparations, I had you cast Death Ward on yourself. So you're currently under the effect of Death Ward.
Sounds good.
Okay. So we have simultaneously drilled our way through the wall and also brought down the front portcullis. Both of these debut ways will be still behind or in front of the gate, so we'll still have to find a way around the gate. But we're ready to roll, I think.
Right. Well, I think we have Jake's new character just to
All
plop
right.
down
So yeah.
if he's done with their equipment. There is.
Yes. Just trying to set a picture, but I'm failing miserably.
Right.
I'm doing it in the wrong place like a monkey. Sorry about me.
What character sheet did you use? Oh, there we go. Leo Lion Shield.
Yep, I used spare sheet C. I thought that was the one.
Yep. So, hopefully it is. Mo, you're using spare sheet D.
Yes.
Phew. That's good. That's good news.
I've got a general idea what I want to do with this wizard. Anyway.
Good.
All right. I'll.
You're a heavy armored wizard too, aren't you? Because you dipped into cleric.
Yes. To be a proper war wizard. So that's what they all did.
Yes, interesting.
I think the introduction would just be really quick. Simple.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, man. Like we'll do it. We'll give you a proper one. I'd like to give you a proper one, but probably not now.
Yeah, no, I just meant like a quick, I'm here to help. Let's just do a dungeon.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Backstory comes soon. This is taking a long time to load. I moved pages to go to the token making page, and it's taking forever to load. Pretty confident it's not at my end. I think it must be.
So I'm sure this map is pretty busy. There's probably lots of tokens on it.
Yeah, but I'm going back to the token page, and that's not very overpopulated. So I don't know if it's my browser. Maybe it is my browser. I think it's right.
Yeah, I'm struggling as well. Actually,
Yeah,
I can't
that's
bring
right.
up my character sheet.
Yeah. You should be used to it by now.
Be a rather inopportune moment for the service to crash right now.
Yeah, it's not loading. It's definitely having a problem. And so you're the same. Your character's not loading either.
Yeah, I can't load my character sheet. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Roll20's having some pretty big issues. Well, I guess tell us about your character, Finnick.
Yeah, we might as well.
Oh, okay. He's sort of a human. He would have been from the Dales. He just would have been an ordinary farmer, just living his life in like the Dales.
Now, when you say sort of a human, are you like a gene stealer? No, sorry. It's
Just a human.
just
an average human living in the Dales.
Excellent. So you're the average human living in the Dales, doing a bit of farming. Then the next day you were an 11th level character. Now, so how did you go from being Joe Sunshine shearing his sheep to someone of significance? What was the catalyst there?
Since the Dales is like, rugged country, there's no real laws or anything. It would have been bandits would have attacked his farmstead, killed his family, and he would have been on the deathbed, and he was saved by a Cormyrean war wizard.
Oh,
and that
cool.
would have started his journey in the War Mages, just completing quests for the War Mages.
Excellent. So you kind of you would have had to go back to Cormier to do your studies, but as soon as you finish with them, you basically become an external agent, and you're traveling around. You're more at home out in the walking the world rather than being in the city, in the country of Cormier, or what's your attitude towards that?
Since he was so weak before, he's more a fan of like offensive magic, and he seeks to bring justice to all evildoers.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
and increase his might so that he can never be weak again.
Excellent.
Sounds like he and Eleanor would get on quite well.
Yeah. What are some of the quests or adventures that your character might have gone in the past? What's an achievement that they can tell us about?
I'm trying to think of something that's not slaying dragons.
Sure.
It would have been just mainly around helping Cormyr out.
Excellent.
Yeah. Purple worms.
Maybe while we were doing our stuff down there a while ago, we might have heard the name Leo Lionshield going around, but we just never happened to cross paths.
Sure. All right. Have you ever fought and probably been defeated by the Purple Dragon Rider, Captain Val?
Probably on his journey many times as he tries to defend the princess, but definitely isn't strong enough to defeat that himself.
Brilliant. And now you're in the shadow of the people who did. How does that make you feel?
Just honoured to be around such strong people, to hopefully better himself.
Any theories on what might have happened to the Hidden King?
He doesn't really care about the Hidden King. I'm just going to go for he's just here to follow whoever is currently in charge of Cormier.
Very good. 300 foot fucking dark vision, haven't you?
Yeah, Twilight Clerics.
The whole Twilight.
Okay, well, why did they do that? Why did they break the game like this, right?
I couldn't think of any other cleric to go.
Well, just 300 feet. That's effectively unlimited.
You think that's busted? If you think that's busted, I'm pretty sure they can give that 300 foot of dark vision to the entire party for a limited time as well.
Hooray! The Gloomstalker rejoices. Yours was the Gloomstalker, right, Saloon?
Yeah, that was a really fun character. Probably not fun to DM, forcing their round 1 burst potential was really insane.
Yeah, it was, 4 instant.
Oh yeah. I didn't like having to constantly ask, like, am I in darkness? Is this darkness?
Yeah.
Am I stealthed here?
You dirty game.
Yeah, doesn't work very well for virtual tabletops. Okay, Leo might be done.
What's the price? What's the price on Mithril, by the way? To add on to, like, if I wanted Mithril plate mail?
Yeah, good question.
I think it's in like D&D Beyond, maybe?
Yeah, if you find out what the price of mithril armor is, it's written in the like one of those just fucking magic item guides, and just add it, just straight up add it on. I think it's like 1,500. I don't know what it is. Probably more. I don't know. It's written in there somewhere though. I'm pretty sure.
Everybody else's Roll20 still borked.
Mine seems to be working now. I reloaded the page. It was unresponsive. Had to reload all over again, and now it seems to be working.
Yeah, mine seems to have stopped. Yeah, same.
Indeed.
Mithril armor, sane magic items.
Yeah, it's 800, so I just doubled it to 1,600.
Yeah, cool. So add that on. Yeah,
I think that would be on top of the 1,500 that plate already cost.
Exactly right. Yeah. You add it on top of the other price. Still doesn't make a lot of sense, but
It's sad that Mithril armor doesn't do more in 5th edition.
What does it do?
It's very underwhelming.
Does it increase? Yeah. Like a size category ladder? Like a category ladder?
No, it just decreases its weight in pounds, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, right. Doesn't turn from medium to light, for example. Heavy to medium. Yeah, right.
Oh, here it is. If the armor normally imposes disadvantage on stealth checks, or if it has a strength requirement, this armor doesn't.
Okay,
so
yeah.
plate normally has a strength requirement of 15 to wear, but mithril plate has no strength requirement.
Yeah, it's not certainly pales in comparison compared to adamantine. Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah, in the right campaign, it'd be perfect. But
Yes.
Oh yeah. Kick.
This also explains why I've never seen a wizard in full plate before, because I've never. You need mithril full plate for it to work.
Yeah, good point.
Because I don't think your wizard has 15 strength, does he?
Not often.
Only 14.
There we go.
That's still pretty high for a wizard.
Close, very close. All right.
Yeah, that's not going to turn out very well for you.
All right, we are all coming in through the side entrance.
I believe so.
Okay. As everyone, I guess Leo hasn't. Leo, roll for initiative, and we'll add you to the order. Everyone else on there, Sildarin might be.
Yes.
Yep, he is.
I'm already on the board. You've ever had zombie spells? Like scroll through on the attack menu?
Oh man, it's this level. It's gonna be confusing. I'm
I think it's going to be great fun.
sure.
Be
Hopefully.
so confused all the time.
All right. So
You guys remember to skin Finnick for those fancy tattoos before he got away?
Good call.
Yeah, should have.
No, I thought it'd be best just let Finnick go with all his equipment.
Yeah,
Seemed a bit
absolutely.
cheese to be like, pass this on. Pass my leftover mithril on to my next character.
I'm with you there, man. I don't understand why, why people would do it. Oh, so I just left my job at McDonald's. Here's my car. All right, give it to the new cashier. Thanks. See you. Bye.
Yeah. Because actually that tattoo is like probably like a family heirloom to Finnick's family now. It'll just pass down his family. Because
Right.
it's expensive and really good. Just pass it down.
They like literally skin him and put.
I know, if you want to tune from like the tattoo, it just goes back into a pen, and then you can like
Does it? Right.
just do it again.
That's nasty.
I mean, a needle, not a pen.
Yeah, right. That's weird as. Yeah, cool. All right. So are we all on the initiative order?
Yes.
I think so.
Very good. And with an 18, the hobgoblins are going a little bit before you. What's your dexterity?
8.
Yeah, cool. Hobgoblins are going before you. They've broken through. Boom.
Yeah,
And boom.
we've seen this before.
They
Being
come from.
bombarded with fireballs is why we were defeated the first time.
That's it. They've come from different angles. But in either case, Leo's not going to be caught up with it, and everyone else is. Roll dexterity saving.
Right, you got +3 because everybody's within range of me. And we have bless as well because I think it was said that the dwarven clerics blessed us before we went in.
We do. It's a good fireball.
Yeah, it's pretty high, like damage. That one, not so much.
Not so much.
So a 20 and a 12 for me. For 32.
2 saves.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. 2 fireballs, 2 saves.
Yeah, being blasted with 2 of them. Rogue evasion.
Is it? Did you guys?
3.
+3. My charisma's only 16.
What were you saying?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Are the rolls catching up with what's going on? Can you see it?
No.
Can you not see the fireballs yet?
Well, I can see 2 fireballs. Captain's initiative. I only see. I don't see anybody's rolls though.
Right. They've have been rolled, so they just haven't been rolled for you. We got.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you see my roll?
No, it must be lagging.
40
Alright,
on
so-
86. That's crazy.
It's not bad, hey. Yeah, especially one of that height. Right.
Yeah, because rogue.
Yeah. Yeah, so no, your rolls aren't coming through, Moog.
Yeah, it's all
But
hanging.
it's all good. We'll move on. And where are you in the? Yeah, you're pretty low in the initiative. anyway. All right, Leo, you're at the back of the pack. You see them get engulfed in grenades. Would you like to remain at the back of the pack a little longer?
No, I'd like to. Oh wait, a bit blocked. I think I'll hold my action to dash through once there's enough room to.
Sure thing.
Is it? Is there enough room?
Yeah, it's more than 5 anyway. It's probably like so as wide as we want as they wanted us to make it. So we would have given the instruction. How wide do we want it?
Wide enough that you can get past us, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Yep, that's that. Yep, that's a good enough answer. So it is wide enough that you can get past without being interfered.
Yeah, sure, wizard.
These
Nice.
ogres are armored from head to toe in full plate. Fuck, is Zentarum that rich? Yeah, that's true.
How do I do cone again? Well, not again. I mean, first time ever asking. That's where it is.
Yeah. And if your cone is only 30 feet, it should work. If it's 60 feet, then I don't think there's one made up. But oh well.
I'd like to do a 60 feet cone in front of me.
Yeah, cool. I'll help you out with that. Yeah, that's right. It just hits all of them. But if you're going to need a 60-foot cone, then I'll make one up.
No, that's fine for now. I'm going to cast Cone of Cold.
All right.
I see your fire. I raise you, cone of cold.
Is that it? That doesn't look like 60 feet. It's only 30 feet. Well, it's close. It's a little bit short. 60. Anyway, should have made it. It's a token I should have made up literally years ago. Okay, 2 ogres are wearing armor. The armor's not going to help them. Constitution save. Very
Yes.
good. They both fail. They don't like the cold. They've been living in the desert too long. They're acclimatized.
What do we need to get to pass?
Uh,
Okay, cool. Nice. I've shield master, so I take no damage.
oh,
22.
Yep.
There
So
we
just
go.
I think 12
Working
damage
on
on the next
cool.
one.
All right.
Okay, I just think 12 damage from the next one. Because as I recall, Shield Master takes your reaction, so I think you can do it once.
Okay.
Yeah, we tanked that pretty well. Especially when one fireball rolled really high on its damage.
So the ogres are frozen in place, encased in solid ice momentarily. But the gate behind them is closed. The hobgoblins hurling the fireballs are in very strong positions. The ogres themselves are armored. The advantage is still with the defenders. And at that, the ogres counterattack. With their backs against the wall and being armored ogres have well trained for situations like this. They know they must fight and they must win, or they will die. Have been a big hit.
No, 22 AC.
All right, so the massive swords ring down upon your armor and bounce off the shining mithril. Hit you with incredible force and almost take you off your feet. But apart from rattling you, you are not injured.
Can't help but
Lightless.
smile seeing a war wizard that's still a royalist, and the splendor of a war wizard in the middle of combat. I think war wizards are a distinctly Cormyrian thing, aren't they?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's right. They are a Cormyrian institution. Yeah.
A bit of national pride seeing Leo just stride up and kick ass.
There are still good ones among the rebels. Cool. Not with full plate, no. It comes close though. All right. Excellent choice. All right, Moog. The reclamation has begun.
Groovy. Does this guy have a sword or anything in his hand?
A great sword.
I disarm that and then add this to superior die damage. Superior die. Trying to roll a superior die.
Sure.
1d8. Okay, let's roll it here.
Huh.
So 22. The goal is to knock the sword out of this guy's hand.
Well, it works when you chop his hand off. It was the 7 brings him exactly down to 0.
Okay. And then I go to the other guy.
And you miss and almost fall over in the process.
And my last one.
But you were just warming up.
I use I'm trying to take his sword out of his hands again.
But you keep chopping the hands off instead. Like it's your task failed successfully.
Okay.
Too strong for your own good. Suffering from
guess.
success.
And I take my last step. There you go.
All right, Lady Eleanor, you walk into a fountain of ogre blood.
Yes. I'll move up a little bit, make sure everybody's in range. Yep. So this is it, friends. Stop for nothing. Slaughter them all. And cast Beacon of Hope. So everybody gets advantage on wisdom saving throws, and when they heal, they get max healing. And then I'll move the remaining 20 feet of movement closer to this hobgoblin. That's my turn.
Very cool. All right, Sildarin, you will step out into a hall that is barred by an enormous gate, a pair of towers.
I guess I will move mostly.
This is these are towers, so you can see through like arrow slits, but the hobgoblins are firing through the arrow slits.
Okay, so there's really nowhere to go.
Doesn't look like it. No. Front. This is a massive gate and a pair of fortified towers whose entrance is only 8 inches wide.
Well, that's not ideal, is it?
The dwarven miners just look at you and said, "This is what we were told to do."
Well, as I recall, this big, heavy gate here has got the chains and the hooks hanging from it. And I think last time we were able to open it just through sheer, like, brute force of player character strengths working together.
So I'm sort of on the outside of the tower at that point, I would think.
Yeah, that's perfect. All right. The fireballs rain down again.
Am I able to counterspell one of them, or do I not have a clear vision on?
Yeah, you can
goblins.
see one of them. Yeah.
Sweet. So I'd like to just upcast counterspell to level 4.
All right. So it immediately counters one of them, and the other one gets through, and it looks like it's going to hit us all over again.
Deja vu. Another really high damage roll, damn.
As the master of fireballs, you do pass. 12 does not pass. Oh yeah, you have a bless as well. Yeah, plus.
I think
Yep.
he's just in range. Yeah, so +3. So I think Mo passes.
Very good. Sildarin can confirm does not.
I have advantage from that Ouroboros thing.
Oh, do you? Oh, then there we go. No problem at all.
I
Leo.
don't pass, but I'm going to reaction cast Absorb Elements.
Very good. That'll add half the damage anyway. So, on a successful pass or absorb elements, it's 19 damage.
Sorry, I wanted to hit that one that was close to me with a spirit weapon bonus action.
Oh, okay, sure. He has plus. Do you 10 feet reach?
Yeah, it appear well.
Then
Can
that
appear
works well.
within
I think you can
Oh,
conjure it right next to him, can't you?
60 feet.
oh, spiritual weapon, right? Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's great. That works perfect. Sorry, I misheard. Savage. Yeah, he's not expecting it, and is pelted with force.
Oh yeah, I need to make a con save for Beacon of Hope. I'll
Cripes.
just do that quick.
Does the thunder damage apply?
Upcasted at level 4. Can you use the divine strike effect on spiritual weapon attacks?
Probably not. It's not a weapon attack, so if it requires a weapon attack, you can't.
I don't think you can.
That should be 19.
Savage strike, and the hobgoblin's not expecting it, and calls out the tactics that you guys are using. They're conjuring magic. Conjuring is a school of magic. You'll have to elaborate. All right. Lightless. Yeah, through the arrow slit. You make your check. You probably can't beat it, so. You got a 2.
You got a 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and he does. Yeah, but he doesn't have very good armor, unfortunately.
Brutal sneak attack.
31.
Lodge that shuriken in his eye.
That's sad. Well, so he's distracted by the spiritual weapon, which hammers him from up behind. The shuriken, as he turns around, impeds in his eye, and he is lost. Moog, we're in front of a closed door.
Do I see any bad guys?
There's one in the tower over here, but he's behind a lot of stone and can only be seen through an arrow slit.
Is there any way to lift up or levers or anything like that that would open up the door?
Eleanor, Lauren, you recall this door better than I do. Can you give a
Yeah.
description?
As I recall, there's a number of chains with hooks and rings hanging from the door that can be attached to beasts of burden, like elephants and whatnot, which would then be able to pull the door open. But there wasn't any levers or anything like that.
The levers are inside the towers here.
Oh, yeah. On the inside, there might be levers.
So, in that case, I throw 3 things in front of the stone in front of that guy. And I don't know if it'll break anything or whatever, but...
Yeah, so you actually want to attack the foundations rather than the guy? Is that what you're trying to do?
Well, I don't know. Is there any way I could attack him or... yeah.
Yeah, so you can fit through, like, the physics of it are probably impossible, but this is D&D, so let's ignore science.
Well, then don't they have to see to cast spells, or can I...
Yes, that's exactly right? So they, like, even if they were to hide, they'd have to appear to look out, and yeah.
Like, is there any way if I put the... if I just run up there and put the...
the axe over it?
hammer in front of the viewlets, would it block it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So you can block the arrow slit that way. Yes, that's a good idea.
That's what I do then.
Very cool, Lady Eleanor. One of the mages is dead. The other one is can't see behind the steel. The gates are still closed. What are you going to do?
All right. I think their army's following right behind us.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and so just on that, I hate to interrupt, but just on that, if you want your army to do something, then you can assume that they're there. Like, okay, I want covering fire. All right, a unit of fucking archers open up, and so on.
Well, push the battering ram up to the door.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So we push the battering ram up. That's I didn't even think of that, but yeah, that's what we're talking.
All right, and I'll make way for that battering ram. And yeah, get ready. I'll move, like, say here, and I'll check what I got. I'll dodge. Actually, no. I'll cast. No, I'll cast nothing. I'll just dodge.
All right. Over a battering ram icon. I thought it would be a lot easier, but it's not. Type in battering ram and I get sphinxes. Why? No. What the hell? We're having a sphinx-shaped battering ram. This is Roll20's idea. I'm not gonna. All right. Now, because we're holding the shield up to the wall, but we've killed the other mage, we're able to do this without coming under any fire. It probably takes a couple of minutes, but there's no need to re-roll for initiative. We'll just take it from this exact moment to keep it, dynamic and fair. Yep. Sure. That is a good point, and it also means that we have 3 rounds or whatever, or rather 20 rounds, if you wanted to do anything else as well. Sure thing.
I just want to get a bit closer to the gate.
Absolutely, you can move it wherever you want to be. No one claims the tower, by the way, Flightless. Yeah.
Toss one of those on us before the max healing thing goes away.
Very cool. Is anyone even hurt though?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, fireball! Of course we did. Yeah, duh. Yeah,
So
yeah, good
everybody
idea.
will get 29
Yeah.
back.
It's enormous.
29, that's pretty good. I'll use an action to use my Pearl of Power that I bought earlier to restore the 3rd level spell slot I used for Beacon of Hope.
Yeah. All right. And Eleanor, you are first through the gate. There are a pair of armored trolls on the other side. Whereas ogres wear armor, trolls have it welded to them.
Icky. Just adjusting my new health value. Okay.
These things, they look so cool.
Oh, hello, I see fiends behind them. I see fiends.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Oh, you're not casting Bless?
No.
Yes, let's see. Yes, I don't like fiends at all. And upon seeing these demonic entities and realizing that the theories that we had about the portal being some sort of gateway to summon the fiends being correct, I will let the divine spark nestled within my soul rage out of control as my wings appear and fly right here.
The trolls have attacks of opportunity ready, but you can fly over them. Though, so if you remain aloft, because this is a pretty tall cavern, this one, you can remain aloft outside of the range of the trolls, maybe 30 feet up.
Okay, then
If you wanted to do that.
Yeah, I'll fly diagonally upwards then 30 feet, so I'm out of their range.
Yeah.
And it takes my action to bring my wings out, so that's my turn.
Very
Actually, no,
cool.
I've got my bonus action. See
Right.
what I can do with that. I will throw on Spirit Shroud myself. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Now, there are creatures that have held actions here, and they
Okay.
use those held actions.
Sure, I'm gonna get pelted, no doubt.
Yeah, but perhaps not by quite as much as you were expecting. This isn't going to work anyway. Yeah, great. Not even worth throwing. What about back here? No,
It's
no.
it's worth pointing out that I'm still under the effect of my invulnerability. So unless any
Okay.
of this is magic damage, it would be irrelevant.
Right, okay, well, I won't worry about it then.
Yeah. So glowing golden shield just bounces them off. Yeah, that's a good point. What's a good buff? Is there a wings buff for my flight? Yeah, there it is. And then I guess we'll use the rook for the invulnerability. So into the effective Spirit Shroud. But yeah, that's me.
All right, very good. The bearded devils can't reach you, which is unfortunate for them. And they are ill prepared for this exact circumstance. Not very Bainite of them. So they will summon some more devils.
Excellent. More fiend blood for me to spill.
Now it's for party.
Yeah.
Only one of them appears. Not a lot of friends. Come on, roll 20. Go up. All right. And they hold their actions again. The hobgoblin, his avenue is blocked from Moog, but he can quite clearly see Lady Eleanor up in the sky. So he will just hit her with a lightning bolt.
Zap. It's a pretty beefy one too.
Yep, they got their magic, wands out today.
Dex. There we go. Good.
Not enough, right?
Yep. Advantage thanks to the ring.
Right.
Your
Very
Boris.
good. All right, so you're electrocuted, but it's not as bad as it could be. 18 is half damage. Leo, the the gates have been thrown open.
Move there. And for my action, I will be casting Haste on the Paladin.
Oh boy. They're in for it now.
I don't think wizards can do I don't think they have many bonus actions, right? I don't know much about wizards.
Usually, not a lot. No, different archetypes have some, but
no, I think that's it. That's me.
very cool. Okay, the hobgoblins. 30 feet of it. Yeah, so some of the bearded devils, maybe. And the other hobgoblin captain, they only have javelins, so perhaps not the best tactics for them.
Oh, I think you skipped over me.
Did I? I do that a lot. Yeah, I skipped over you ages ago. Yeah, you'll go, Sildarin.
Rat bastard.
Indeed, I'm like.
I think I will make a potion of speed.
Yeah, right.
And then I will, I guess, run up to that troll and take a swing at it.
That's armor class 18.
And then I'll use the spiritual weapon again. Missing. Well, the bless shouldn't be there either. Now you can carry on.
Very good, very good, very good. So the instant you hit, the troll begins to regenerate the wounds you inflict. That's better. Watching up, the ogres are dead. There is a roar of some terrifying beast in the distance. We don't see what it is. And the trolls respond. Healing all of the damage that Sildarin, or just about all of the damage that Sildarin has inflicted on it. The armored troll seeks some revenge. And delivers a strike with its axe of well, it should be more damage than that. Yeah, that damage is wrong.
With the haste, I'm at 27 AC.
27. Fucking hell. All right. Yep, fair enough. I think I might have someone at my door. I better go and check. I'll be back in a moment.
Find a way to do radiant damage, but I don't think I can do either of those. To take the right damage those. I mainly thought fire and ice. I'm a Game of Thrones character.
To get a little number to show up on the clock thing.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, you've got a 9 there.
Must be maintenance or something. There was nobody there. Cool. Yeah. It's not the first time in the past few days. It's always stuff going on around here. Yeah. So the troll it strikes hard and strikes fast, but you are quicker. And the other one moves up to engage Leo. And manages to bite him directly through his shoulder pauldrons for rather paltry 13 points of damage.
Cool. I would do my Constitution saving throw.
That's the important part. You shrug it off. It's just a bit of blood. Like this. All right. Okay, 17 is certainly enough. Okay. The troll, of course, begins to regenerate. Cool. Okay, Moog. So we're through the front doors thanks to the battering ram. The army is holding back so that the special forces they don't get in the way of them. 2 trolls block our path, and beyond that, a few devils. This place is not filled with the army that we were anticipating.
I tell the to get some archers fire arrows
Absolutely.
going, and I um, swap my shield out for covering this hole so I can protect the guys instead of so I can throw my hammer, and I do some dwarven tosses.
Very cool.
Trolls. So keeping the hole covered with my shield.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do quick 3. Up this guy.
They all smash. 34 and 22 is 56. And the troll is dazed and dizzy, bewildered, bamboozled.
And that's the end of my turn.
Very good. Well, Lady Eleanor, you are flying above. The devils are beginning to charge.
I'm gonna fly down and charge right into them, just smash into them.
They have pole arms like you, so you both have equal reach.
They have do devils typically have magic weapons?
Probably not typically.
Ready. I'll fly on up. Yeah. So I'll fly, I get to about here, and then I think I'm within 10-foot reach of all of them. But if they don't have magic weapons, I don't think it matters.
It sort of matters, so they'll get their attacks off. They're all within 10 feet, so they'll all get their ready to attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. None of them hit?
None of them hit now.
Yep, cool.
All right. I'm gonna start hacking into them. So I'll come down on the first one with a big vertical strike. All my momentum behind it. 14 is probably not going to hit.
No, that at least won't.
All right, so as he steps to the side and my blade clangs against the floor, I'll drive the tip up towards him for an 18.
That'll do.
And a lot of damage.
36, 40, 44?
Yeah, I'll just bring up a calculator. 19 plus 8. Yeah, 44.
Alright. Cripples 1, but does not send it back to hell.
All right, and then I will spin around and attempt to knock its head from its shoulders with pure blunt force as I do a bonus action polearm strike. Pole strike.
That strikes.
For an additional 13 damage.
And as you knock off its head, it collapses in on itself and is sent back to its home plane.
And slam my halberd against the floor and say, in Celestial, staring at them with my golden eyes, "Bring it."
And they do.
Don't forget your hasted action.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Then I guess I'll attack this one to the left here with a third attack for 23 damage.
Alright. Oops, that was 32. 3. Yeah, a shocking hit, but not one that destabilizes its presence on this plane of existence.
Alrighty.
Sildurin is attacked from the flanks, as is Flightless. Probably going to get closer than that. Because of their beards. So these are all on Sildarin. One hit. You need to make a Constitution saving. 14 damage and a con save. You're doing just fine. The other four that are surrounding or attempting to surround Lady Eleanor, likewise, they're magic. They're non-magical weapons. Probably can't hit, but you can still be poisoned or slashed or have a gaping wound open up. Neither of those are the case. Sildarin.
Collect all of their attacks.
I think we will go with Spirit Guardians.
All right. Devastation continues.
I'll probably upcast that at 4th level. And then I guess I will use the haste attack on the troll.
Crunch.
And then the spiritual weapon, I guess, will attack it as well. No thunder on that, so just 17.
Just 17. The troll is fighting for its life, and he's too simple a creature to realize how much danger is.
That's it.
Okay. Hobgoblin's going to go for Lady Eleanor. She's the spearhead. She's the figurehead. And he makes the assumption that she's the general.
Just before you
Yeah.
say the spell, if he's casting a spell, I could see him, and I'd probably counterspell it no matter what it was.
Very
Try to
good.
anyway.
It's a first level spell, and so it counters it immediately. He
Not
is
within
the
60 feet there.
Oh, right.
Yeah, counterspell. I think the main the drawback of it is that it only has the 60
So
feet range.
he's right there.
Yeah, this fella.
Oh, right. I thought you were counterspelling the hobgoblin captain.
I'm counterspelling this guy here.
They're not magicians. Yeah. So he freaks out, and he survived the last assault, but he doesn't think he'll survive this one. Leo.
I had a question, because I've never multi-classed before. If a cantrip goes up in damage due to level, is that all level, or like
Yes.
would it only go up to level 10 wizard? Okay, so it's all levels. I just was wondering. I want to try to booming blade this guy, so I'll just do the longsword attack. Never mind. That'll be me. Hit with booming blade? Yeah, you do. I'm good.
Yeah, not enough. Okay. Need these things do. All right. The Hobgoblin Captain. There's nothing that can be done. He sees that there is an army coming, and so he just orders a general charge. This is going to be it for them. They run in. They run in. Give an extra D4 to attacks with weapons that don't hurt anyone anyway. But they're trying. The ogres are dead. There is the roaring of a beast, and the trolls fight for everything that they're worth.
So they take the radiant damage now? Is that
Take the radiant damage, that's right.
Still no thunder.
Okay, so 26.
Yep.
And it fights desperately. Doesn't get any 27s. The other troll goes flightless, figuring that a bird is going to make for an easier kill. 19's not going to do it though, is it, flightless? No, and so it's he's in no better a position than he thought he would be, flightless. No. All right. Okay. The Moog.
Whatever this beast is. Is that one hit?
Oh, I think so. $16 damage. If it wasn't for the regeneration, it'd be taken out. But instead, it's merely weakened. Lady Eleanor, these things can't harm you, and thus the light will triumph over the darkness.
Indeed, and looking around and remembering these familiar halls, remembering the prison cells that are down that way, remembering the shrine down that way, or I think down that way, and the pride that was taken from her not so long ago, just a few months ago. Her eyes just fill with tears as the hobgoblins come as well. And she says in Celestial, "Come then, I'll kill you all!" And proceeds to lash out at the fiends. For a 37 on that one, I think.
Brilliant.
And then second against the same target. 4. Calculate that one.
37.
less.
Very consistent.
Because that should be 10 less, so that one's 27. And third attack against, I guess it doesn't matter which target, whichever one. Oh, critical hit. I'm just going to smite on this one just for the overkill. Make it a second level smite. Yeah, I have to. So that would be roll damage first. And let's roll 68 additional radiant damage.
Vaporized.
Yeah. And bonus action attack against another target. It's not that one's not going to hit though. Yeah, just crying and absolutely taking out all of my pent up anger that I've just kept inside all this time, taking it all out on these fiends.
Yeah, that's right. Like you've got so much rage that's been building up, so much. You've had to compromise your morality so many times, but now you can finally feel justified in your vengeance.
Yeah, in the place where my pride and my dignity was taken. All right, that's it. I action my bonus action.
All right. All right. Well, the devils, there's not much they can do, and they sort of know that now. But what do they care? They fight until they get teleported back to their own plane of existence anyway. They make excellent shock troops.
Very disposable.
That's it. And they need fear nothing. The 23 might hit because of the extra +4 from the hobgoblin.
Which makes it a 27.
Yeah, potentially. Yep, 27.
That'll beat my 26, which I have right now with haste.
So it doesn't hurt you, I think we've established, right?
Yeah, but I think I have
Lol.
to make the con save still.
That's right.
No bless, so just 14.
Okay, and your wound does not open up. Yeah, this is pretty one-sided. Okay, Sildarin. 2 beards, 2 glaives. No 27s. That's it. Not even any scratch. And this on Leo. Leo, what's your AC?
It's 24.
Yes, not happening today either. Sildarin, this is too easy. Oh, these guys have to make wisdom saving throws.
Yes, they would have taken. Do you use the same damage roll from before?
Yeah, usually use the same one for the whole round as long as we can remember it. So 26, I think.
Yes.
Very cool. They are being dispersed already. Sildarin.
I guess we'll do. Start with a booming blade on that troll.
That obliterates him. I can imagine that you hit him and he goes to run and just blast into gibbets of troll.
So I was attacking the one right beside
Of
me.
course you were. Like you're not even near that one. Like what a complete error. So 10's not going to quite do it. He's getting pretty low though.
And then I guess the spiritual weapon will attack that one as well.
All right.
Missing.
Plank.
And then I guess one final attack with the haste effect.
That does it. A 9 is not going to bring him low, but the troll has all but given up. It's the regeneration is cursed now. It just means that the pain lasts long.
I'll move over here. I guess the devils can take a swing.
And they might as well. They're disheartened, but they can have a go. All right.
That's it.
This time the hobgoblin doesn't. Yeah. This time he doesn't expose himself to the guy who was clearly a wizard wearing full plate. How did I not realize? And instead just looks out through the back door of the fortifications, the towers, and this time hits Lady Eleanor. But this time he'll use another. Oh, he can't use lightning bonds. Use all his third level spells. I guess he'll use. Yeah, or acid arrow. But neither of those are going to get through the armor. So a second level magic missile.
Oh, 6.
Yeah. That's it. This guy knows that like he's not surviving this. There will be no mercy for hobgoblins here today. 13 damage, and if you have any concentration going, you need to make 4 checks.
All right. I'm concentrating on Spirit Shroud. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You don't even notice you've been hit.
No, she's just absolutely consumed with fury and rage.
Leah.
I will try to booming blade the troll again. I don't have a very good to hit, but it's fine.
No.
All I need to do is haste the paladin.
Right, you're pulling your part. All right. I don't think this guy's. He's not.
I just noticed that big beastie all the way down there.
Oh, can you see it now? Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's some light down there or something. Might be.
I see the T-Rex now. That's
There
cool.
might be a light that I'm not aware of.
I always
Yeah,
thought
there
that
is
picture was kind of
actually.
funny. The way it's
Yeah.
got its mouth agape like that.
Yeah, it's just told a bad joke and he wants you to laugh. Okay, yeah, but they are holding themselves in reserve for now. Are there any trolls left?
They're both alive, right?
Really? I think that's an exaggeration. Kind of, yeah.
They're about to get fragged again.
Right, so it's
I've
not
just
a good day
noticed.
to be human.
I just noticed Sildarin's extremely efficient spirit guardians down there.
Yeah, this is not good.
Oh, terrible. Only 13.
Only 13. So heal 10, which brings him up to 13. So he's down. He regenerates and still goes down. The other one regenerates and passes, and is brought pretty low, but is still. The poor troll just lashes out at Sildarin. Gee, there's some severe hits. That's really giving it everything it's got, right? But an 18. Yeah.
It's a solid effort.
And 18 is
25,
still 2
yeah.
points away, right?
Yeah, what is your AC?
It's 27 with the haste effect going.
It's crits or bust. Politely.
Yeah. Luckily, none of us has that adamantine plate.
All right. Poor troll.
Nice. That sneak attack's going to be pretty great. Yeah.
So is that 41, 39, 41? 41 and 40. It's 46. That takes him down to negative 43.
Yeah, paladins and rogues, they're so gross when they critically hit.
Yes. All right. Very good. Very good. The Moog, this is all too easy. Taking Tethyamar shouldn't be this easy.
And not that guy.
The mage?
No, this guy. Or this is.
Oh, right. Those guys. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I barely even register those fellas anymore. Yeah, sure. 27, 33, 43. Smashing. He's still existing on our plane of existence, but once that spiritual guardians catches up with him, he won't.
That be me turn. Until this.
Eleanor.
Right, well. 38.
38. Debilitating, but not enough.
Followed by 20.
That'll do it. Another one sent back to hell.
Does a 17 hit?
No, it will not. It's close.
And pulse strike for a 21.
All right. Hectic.
Yeah. Die! 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 She screams in Celestial. That's my turn.
But he refuses to die. Instead, he fights. To no avail.
They'll all take the 13 damage as well.
Lol. What's the DC? You can roll a fresh one for this round if you haven't
17.
already. DC 17, cool. So one passes. One passes. How much damage? Not great. They realise that they absolutely 16 halved leaves him on 1 hit point. They absolutely must bring down Sildarin no matter what. They know this now, and so they go stacks on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, two or
Let's
three
keep
of them.
going.
I see
1,
3 crits.
2, 3. So 7 and 16 is 23. 23 and 19 is 42. 42 points of damage, and 1, 2, 3 Constitution saving throws, and then your concentration checks.
I'll do the con saves first, I guess.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So the first one passes, the last one does not. You'll take an extra D10 damage from these guys if they hit in the future. Now concentration check.
Those
I think
are
you also
added.
lose target. I think you also lose HP at the start of your turn.
Oh, do you as well? Right.
I think it's
Oh,
like a
yeah, so
constant
you
bleed effect.
there you go. Absolutely right. You don't have advantage, do you? You know, like a warcaster or something?
I do have Warcaster, yeah.
You do. Then you just barely hang on to it. And the bearded devils are
Barely.
very sad as a result. All right, Sildren. No, it ends now.
A lot of devils.
It is.
I think in order to
Why
get rid
don't
of that
we?
bleeding wound, you have to either medicine check yourself or get magic healing.
Yeah. Why don't we do this?
Hey,
Thunder Wave. Each creature, which will include Dio here.
Dio.
Yeah, lol. Anyway, I was glad that someone got it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fucking not real good, kids. That's not great.
25.
Well, one of them does survive.
I think half damage for Leo, and he isn't pushed.
That's right. That's him. You remember him? Yeah. These are the units that survive, because, like, I was thinking to myself, I could restock it, but they didn't get resupplied, so it wouldn't make any sense for them to be restocked. We'll send an elite unit of a few armored trolls and ogres, and if that doesn't do it, well. Oh well.
The spiritual weapon will move in and attack.
I'm just going to cast Absorb Elements so I can have that even more.
Yeah, go ahead.
And you can then strike with thunder damage in your next attack.
And you can tell him that he's been thunderstruck. And that will destroy
15.
him. And the legions of hell have all but dispersed.
I guess I can move at this point. I guess I'll run up beside Eleanor.
Leo.
As you enter my reach and run up beside me, I lift my halberd as if to strike you, but realize at the last moment that you're an ally and pull my attack.
I think it's time to head up this way. I will throw a firebolt at this guy. 18 on
one?
Weird Hobgoblin with Poo Marker.
Right. Excellent. The orange is his badge. He is a leader. 7 getting hit. And the power of your firebolt inconveniences him but does not stop him. He's still charging into battle. Bam! Oh,
Meaty firebolt.
Ah, no mercy. One, two, three, four, five. Can't get any further. He did. He doesn't know what a well, he probably does know what a spirit guardian is actually, but at this point he's done.
Might as well go out, in a blaze of glory.
That's it. So 16 damage. He can't even reach melee, so the best he can do is throw his spear and get a natural 20.
You might. Oh, almost.
Almost got a 20. All right. The other one is not going to make quite the same mistake. And he considers Eleanor to be the main threat here, having just seen her disperse an entire army of devils. But it's not going to happen. I think I've forgotten completely about the other hobgoblins. They're just hiding. Right.
I think the T-Rex is hanging out back there as well as Mr. whoever he is.
That's it. There's a couple hanging out back there. So the archers get in there at last. Close range. One into Sildarin, and then one into Eleanor. So Sildarin, natural 20. Eleanor, natural 20. Unnatural. All right, they're doing their best.
Unnatural 20.
No more trolls, flightless. You can assume he fails. Oh, he might not fail. Might pass. Good luck. Oh, you fool! He fooled you. Oh, that does suck. That does it. 23 is a grievous wound. But knowing that there is no way back, he is not giving in. He's used his fireballs.
Poor guy.
Moog.
I'm gonna run her up and see if I can find this douche. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Bam! Bam! And stop it! He's already dead.
Will that be it? No, I call up the troops.
Yeah! They come running in and start securing the rooms. Tethyamar! Lady Eleanor, finish this bearded devil.
With gusto. Can you start with your hasted action?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
I'll start with a hasted action attack for a miss.
It's a miss.
Do I want to re-roll that because we're so close to the end of the session?
We are pretty damn close to the end.
I might as well. Like we're probably going to end at the end of this round.
You've already used yours on Sildarin.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
You
Yeah.
did.
For the plan shift.
That's right.
All right. In that case, I'll have to accept that. As much as I want to keep rush ahead and fight these guys, I can't leave devil fiend scum alive. So I must attack. And
Yeah, you absolutely can do that.
true.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the first of my action attacks. Yeah, I think he probably is. What's the damage? A lot.
24. Fuck. He's got 31, so he is dead. Yep.
I'm not even smiting on that attack either.
That's enormous.
Let's see. Next, I'll move 10 feet here. Just like hovering 5 feet off the ground as I'm flying with my wings. Make another attack against this hobgoblin.
Ah!
Oh, oh dear.
He's on
I got
5 hit points, so
yeah. So rip. And
negative
then
45.
just disintegrate. 10 feet here. Another attack against this guy. So that's how many attacks so far? I think I've just have my bonus action attack left
Yeah. Yeah.
for 25.
That'll take him out because he's only a regular hobgoblin.
All right, so just zigzag between the three of them, just like slash, stab, bludgeon to death, like an unstoppable, bloody, glowing, flying force of nature. That's my turn.
Zeldarin, wrap it up for the week.
I guess I will move over beside this thing. We'll hit it with a booming blade attack. Maybe.
Not enough.
Sorry, somebody said that I had used my inspiration earlier.
Not you. Each player gets an inspiration, and because Sir Loin was using your character, they had to spend their inspiration on your. So you still
better. Might as well use it to attack again then.
Might as well. It makes no difference.
Worth a try.
Then I get the haste attack, if nothing else. Third time's the charm, maybe.
I'll do it.
20.
Mash. That's death.
Guess I'll hit myself with a bonus action healing word.
All right. And so we end another week with Sildarin recovering some of the wounds that he has suffered. It seems that Tethyamar is soon to be ours. There are no raging hordes of armies here. But the main threats do still remain. Somehow they fit a Tyrannosaurus Rex into here. No doubt there's a mystery behind that, which we will solve next week. Until then.
Thanks for the session.